to the People, Arts and Community panel meeting today, Thursday the 16th of July. Can I please get everyone to stand for the opening karakia? Tūtaua mai ora, tūtaua mai raro, tūtaua mai roto, tūtaua mai waho, kia tau ai te mauritu, te mori ora, ki te katoa, haumi e, hui e, tai ki e. Okay, so today is not being live streamed, but is being recorded for audio. So just a reminder for people there. Now, I'd just like to know, is there any apologies? Now, I do have an apology here from Councillor Price, but he's only here to present later for his, was meant to be, to present his portfolio. So any other apologies? No? Okay, so I'll just apology for Councillor Price. Can I please get a mover for that? I'll only just note them. That's fine, because he's not on the committee. We'll just note Councillor Price not here. Thank you. Okay, any conflicts of interest today? I'd just like to note that I have a conflict of interest with some of the reports, but being that they are just reports and receiving those reports, that my conflict of interest is with age concern. So you're just noting that for the minutes. No announcements by me. Any minor matters not on the agenda? I think so, thank you. Announcements by management? No, nothing, Margot. And just to note, we have Margot here in Meg's absence, but I understand that Meg is going to be online. So if you're there, welcome, Meg. Okay, just get a confirmation of the previous minutes. So those that were at the meeting on Thursday, the 19th of March, 2026, can I please have a mover for those? Councillor Isaac Charland and seconder, Councillor Crystal. All those in favour, please say aye. 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 Carried, thank you. Right, we'll whip straight into it. So we have our 3-year Community Partnership Fund annual presentation. So I'd just like to invite Roger Morrison just to sort of kick that off for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The background to this is back in December 2024, Council adopted a new funding policy framework, and one of those recommendations was the establishment of the 3-year community funding partnership agreements. And after going through the initial application process in the early half of 2025, 13 organisations were selected for funding for the period from 1 July 2025 to 30th of June 2028. As part of the agreements that have been signed by those organisations, they are asked to report annually, and that includes making a presentation here to Council, which is what we're doing this morning. So, any other questions at this stage from me, or you want to kick straight on?
No, fantastic, that's great. So I'd just like to acknowledge Councillor Crown, who was the chair of the previous panel, and her work and all her colleagues that did just looking through these, there's a lot of work that would have gone into it because there's a lot of people that obviously didn't make the cut, unfortunately. So, yeah, just to acknowledge her, Councillor Crystal, and also Councillor Simpson, who were on the previous panel. Now, just before we kick off, I'd just like to, just a reminder for my colleagues here that these organisations, we're just here to hear them that delivered against the outcomes and accountability measures that we set under the funding arrangements. So just encourage members to just keep questions focused on those areas as opposed to the actual funding itself. So, all right, so I would like to welcome now Jenny Pearce, and sorry, who have we got here?
Malley.
Rhiannon Malley.
Lovely, it's good to see you.
Where's the mouse? Where's the mouse? Where's it?
Yeah.
There we go. And it should be able to go to... Yeah, okay. I'll just go through.
Thank you.
Tēnā koutou katoa. Ko Jenny aho, ko o te kaiwhakahare o te pau whakawhirinaki o Ahariri, ko Rhiannon, ko mātou kaiwhakahare a Whina. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just pull it in just a little bit closer, please, Jenny. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Good morning. I'm Jenny. I'm manager of Citizens Advice Pure Napier, and Rhiannon is the assistant manager for Napier Citizens Advice Bureau. So thank you for the opportunity to come along and actually give an overview of the services that we've provided by our Bureau over the past year. So something for you to look at, it's probably easier. I'd like to share some of the outcomes that council funding has helped us achieve. Behind every statistic is someone who found support, information or advice when they needed it most. The continued increase in the number of our inquiries, and particularly the face-to-face interactions that you see, reflects growing community need and the increasing complexity of the issues that we find. Our clients often come to us overwhelmed with multiple challenges, and this could include housing, debt, employment, benefits, and family issues all at the same time. These situations often require in-depth discussions, advocacy, and exploring options that are best provided in person. Face-to-face interviews also remain vital for those who have limited digital skills, restricted access to technology, disabilities, or low literacy. As cost of living pressures and social challenges continue to affect our community, more clients are turning to CAB for trusted, confidential, and personalised support. This graph just shows you the significant increase in referrals from partner agencies between 24-25 and 25-26, which demonstrates both the growing need for CAB services and the confidence that local organisations have in our abilities to support our clients. These increasing referral rates reflect the value of the service we provide and the strong relationships that we've provided over the last year locally. This chart provides an overview of the main issues that clients sought assistance with during the year. Our annual report will drill down into specific areas of inquiry within that primary level. But a few examples include employment contracts and conditions, residential tenancy, including disputes, access, custody, guardianship of children, and social housing, including disputes. Volunteer retention is exceptionally strong, reflecting the supportive culture and sense of purpose within our Bureau. And like many volunteer roles, CAB volunteers support people with complex, often life-changing issues, and this requires ongoing training, supervision, and professional development. And the funding provided has enabled us to develop our mentoring program and introduce a comprehensive training program that reflects the increasing complexity of the inquiries that we receive. Funding volunteers delivers exceptional value, enabling a skilled, stable, and capable volunteer workforce to provide thousands of hours of trusted community service each year. CAB Napier has made a significant contribution to community leadership and collaboration through active participation in a wide range of networks, working groups, and events. Our team has also been trained to support Napier Council in a civil emergency as needs assessors. This engagement has helped us build strategic partnerships, identify emerging needs, advocate for our clients, and ensure that our services remain responsive to the changing needs of our community. So we're not only helping individual clients, we're also helping to shape local responses, services, and strategic direction across the community. Clients are increasingly struggling to access support from key organisations, often facing long waiting lists for appointments or extended delays when trying to make contact by phone. And this has become a significant barrier to obtaining the help and assistance people need. These growing demands place additional pressure on our service and reinforces the importance of ongoing training for volunteers and their personal development and support from us. As an organisation, we are actively progressing opportunities to ensure that we add value without duplication of other services. So we are exploring new ways to promote our services to different target audiences. We will continue to build a volunteer workforce that reflects the diversity of our community, ensuring that everyone who seeks our help feels represented, welcomed, understood, and able to access support in a culturally responsible and inclusive environment. We deeply appreciate your partnership and your trust and your investment in the people and the communities that we serve. Our CAB team extends our sincere thanks to Napier City Council for your generous support in making our work possible. Kia ora.
Thank you, Jenny. That's a significant amount of work crammed into 5 minutes, so thank you very much for that.
Tried.
Now, I'll just open up the floor for any questions from councillors. Nothing? Look, and honestly, thank you so much for the work you've done. I mean, some of those statistics are quite significant, especially the, I noticed there from the tenancy sort of tribunal stuff, or the tenancy stuff, 100% gain, that's huge. So yeah,
It's
thank you
massive.
for you and your team and all the work that they do.
Thank you.
Being a volunteer organisation, I'm sure that, it's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. When the annual report comes out, you'll have far more details.
Yeah, no, it's quite, there are a lot of, I think everyone's in the same boat, yeah, so thank you very
And
much.
can I just say, it's our 40th anniversary this year, so we hope that you'll come to our meeting, our AGM and celebration when you get the invitation. And also, if anybody would like to know more about what we actually do in a practical sense, please get in contact and come and spend some time in the Bureau. It really is eye-opening. So
I must admit,
thank you
Jenny,
to those that have come, but please do come. Thank you.
yeah, last term you put the challenge out to us, and some of our colleagues took that challenge up. So yeah, if
Yeah,
that's open,
thank you.
then I invite you to contact the Mayor, and he can then forward that to us to arrange for us to catch up with you. But yeah, I did that last term. It was fantastic. So, and you, if I can, you normally do see me at your AGM. So yes, I
Wonderful.
accept the challenge. Thank you.
Kia ora, thank you.
Thanks very much.
you. Kia ora.
And next up we have Sam Patterson from Weave. Thank you, Sam.
Just get the tech working.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
What's that? Oh, fantastic. I'm all right. The whole fantastic team's here. Bunch of people I know. So kia ora te whānau. I probably need to push these back if we're honest. My name is Sam and I'm the Fundraising and Communications Manager for Weave Hawke's Bay. Essentially my role is two-parted. One, tell people about the work that my team does. They do far more important work than me. Make sure the people of the community know about our free services. And two, raise the dollars so that my team can spend the money that I raise on our people. So I'm very privileged to do that, and thank you for your support to do that. We have a fundraising target this year of almost $700,000, so it's no small feat, and it can't be done through any one partner alone. So I appreciate the support that you provide to us and other awesome organisations like the team back there. So very briefly, Weave Hawke's Bay. We used to be Napier Family Centre. Normally when I say that, a few gears turn and you realise that is who those people are. We did our name change last year for three main reasons. One, and importantly, we weren't just serving Napier anymore. While Napier is still a significant focus, we work across the entire Hawke's Bay region from Wairoa through to Waipak. Two, our services aren't just for families. At the moment, our team are over with McCain staff, supporting them with financial mentoring while they go through a fairly tricky time that we're all fairly well aware of. And three, our role is a little bit unique compared to many social service organisations in which we do weave together a whole range of services both internally for ourselves but also externally with our many amazing partners such as Birthright, Christian Love Link and Earth Gardens and many more. We do that through these services that are listed above, and I have nowhere near enough time to talk about them all, so I'm going to skim through a lot of things, and feel free to grill me afterwards on anything you have. I'm an open book, so ask whatever you want. The reason I was the second to last person, I understand, getting my slides through to Roger, apologies mate for putting that on you, you're probably not surprised that I'm late though, is we actually have a new Healthy Homes project coming to Hawke's Bay. Now technically I'm not meant to talk about it too much until some point this week when it's publicly announced, but here goes. So we've been very fortunate to secure a partnership with EECA in which we're going to be working with community organisations and our major energy gentailers, one of which I'm meeting this afternoon to hopefully sign off a significant investment into our region from them to provide free in-home education to 600 whānau across the region, and that is the whole Hawke's Bay region. We're going to be doing that by providing support, teaching people how they can remove black mould in their home, helping them understand how to ventilate, to heat, and all those things that we know many people aren't necessarily taught when you buy your first home or you move into your first rental yourself. I know when I was a student for the first time, our home was in shocking state, and it's probably the same for many others out there, particularly with people moving into energy hardship, as we know they are. We're also going to be fortunate to be able to provide free support and items for the home, such as a hot water cylinder rack for $70 that can save $300 a year on power bills. These sorts of things that we wouldn't otherwise be able to get to people, which is a passion of mine, so I'm excited about that. If we can note a thank you to Mayor Richard, he provided a letter of support, whether he knows he provided it or not. That was useful to help us get that over the line. The way that we were able to show that we had the support of all of our MPs, all of our mayors, and our big energy gentailers and community partners, such as Jenny, who was in just before, showed that collectively as a region, we're willing to work together and we're ready to put through these big investments and big changes. And the conversations we're now having with government, that I'm having every week at this point, suggests that more opportunities are coming, and we're going to be at the front lines making sure those dollars are coming to our people in the region. I'm nowhere near going to be covering all my slides. I just chucked some in and I thought, let's see with the words that come out of my mouth as I go. But we are still delivering our standard services as well. So financial mentoring is a significant need in our community right now. I just got the stats yesterday morning from our squad after our financial year ended a couple of weeks ago, and we're still delivering the support to 66% of our clients are from the Napier region, which is fantastic. And unfortunately, with most businesses, when your numbers go up, you're thinking, yes, we've done really well, we're stoked about that. With us, it's the complete opposite. We would love nothing more than to be done out of a job so you can spend your money on other things, but that's not the case. The demand is growing for all of our services, and the complexity of need is growing too. An example in the bottom left there is the client debt. A couple of years ago, our total client debt was about $12 million. It was 28 last year, and it was just shy of 40 this year. That's every dollar that someone tells us they're in debt with. And we know they don't share with us all the dollars, because sometimes there's a little bit of shyness when it comes to some things such as gambling debt. No, people don't necessarily disclose all of that. So we suspect we hear about 2/3 of the debt that is actually with those folk. And that bottom number there, that KiwiSaver hardship, that's a particularly scary thing. These are people that are now going to have less money when they retire at 65, or no, when I retire, it's probably going to be in the 70s. And that basically just delays the hardship. You're alleviating it now, and you need to alleviate it now. Everyone's going through a tough time, but it just pushes it down the line. This will probably be the last one that I speak to, because I'm probably already over 5 minutes, but counselling is our other core program we're delivering, and at the moment our team's been very busy supporting the Cyclone Gabrielle inquiry that's been going on, making sure that those that are sharing to the coroner are doing so in a safe space. We're there, they're talking about their tough stories, raising up emotions that they've hopefully tried to bury and move on from. That comes to the surface. We're able to provide counselling and social work to those individuals, our paramedics, those that lost loved ones during this terrible event, to make sure they can now move forward and hopefully leave it behind them for good where that's possible. So I'll skip through everything else that's there, and if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, reach out. Always happy to have a yarn, and look forward to getting to know a few more of you. Kia ora.
Thank you for your presentation. Sam, any questions from my colleagues? None from the floor. Did you want to run through that last slide, mate?
Yeah, sure. So this one here, it's a contract we have for delivering social work to whānau in the Napier region. It's with OT. At the moment, we're contracted to deliver about 250 sessions with them a year. The demand has necessitated that we go far beyond that. So that is where a lot of the external investment that we receive goes towards, so that we can support those whānau that we otherwise wouldn't be able to. We know that domestic violence is unfortunately a prominent driver of need for many of those, and we're also not coming close to meeting the demand. So that's where our education and wellbeing programs come in that allow us to provide that wraparound support in group settings, because from an efficiency perspective, while we have 53 staff, we're fairly large, there's also only so many people we can reach. And so we can reach groups of 10 to 15 simultaneously, build those relationships through our postnatal adjustment programs for first-time mums who are struggling with the challenges of having a baby that doesn't always follow the ideal routine that you may prefer, as mine somewhat recently decided not to follow it either. Or our Embrace Neurodiversity courses, where we support tamariki to understand why they're a little bit different than their friends, support the parents to understand how they can connect a little bit better with their children, which unfortunately raises challenges and questions from them that perhaps I have some things that I need to address myself as well, but then extending that to, we know a lot of our teachers and social workers, they don't have the training to support tamariki with extreme neurodiversion that we're seeing increasingly come through all of our services, ECEs all the way through to our high schools, and so we actually train them on how they can better connect and better support and better communicate to those who have ADHD and autism in particular. So yeah, that's a little bit about what we do.
Thank you, Sam. No further questions? Look, Sam, thank you for you and your team's work. You're clearly passionate about what you do here, and all aspects of the business is fantastic, and I really like the outcomes of that 92% of Oranga Tamariki clients hit their goals. It's fantastic to hear that outcome, so thank you very much. Thank you for your presentation. Cheers.
Thanks, Tim.
She's saying, are we allowed to comment?
And through them. Welcome.
Thank you.
I'll just get you to introduce yourselves if you don't mind.
Fantastic. Hi everyone, I haven't met a lot of you. I'm Rachel Harvey. I'm the new General Manager at Creative Arts Napier. With me today I've got Marie Goodchild, who is our Finance and Operations Administrator, and I have Susan Jacobs here, who is the Chair of our board. The reason I have these lovely ladies with me today, I've been in the role for only 4 months now, so I'm going to present to you today, and then if there are questions arising at the end, then they're here to support me, as I'm not as in with all those nitty-gritty details prior to my starting of the role. So I feel actually a bit unfortunate starting after Sam. I'm not a natural speaker like he is. So listening to him talk, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do my best here. So please bear with me. I have some notes, and let's see if we can get all of our information pushed into that 5-minute slot, which is going to be a bit of a challenge. So basically, if Napier City Council wrote Creative Arts Napier a cheque for $100,000 today, where would it be tomorrow? So there are lots of things that happen in Creative Arts Napier before the doors even open. So before a single exhibition opens, a workshop begins, or an artist makes a sale, it's really important we have a safe, staffed and accessible community arts centre. So the day begins before the visitor even arrives. We have to unlock the gallery, lights on, exhibition space is prepared, and we need to make sure the building is welcome, safe and accessible. So funding helps cover our everyday costs that keeps the doors open, so that's utilities, maintenance, equipment, insurance, and of course the people who coordinate all of the activities behind the scenes. These essential foundations allow Creative Arts Napier to be a vibrant community hub from the moment the day begins. So this provides a foundation that keeps CAN open 6 days a week for everybody in our community. So the second stop is about supporting our artists. So once the doors are open, the funding starts working for the artists in our community. So the day progresses as artists arrive, and that's to either install exhibitions, to meet with visitors, or discuss upcoming projects that are in the works. And CAN provides that platform for those local artists to showcase their work and connect with the wider community. For many artists, CAN is their first opportunity to show their work in a professional manner, and we work to reduce the barriers for these first-time exhibitors and young creatives. For other artists, it's still an important part of sustaining their creative practice in the Napier community. The third stop is supporting people's participations with us in Creative Arts Napier. So the funding doesn't stop with the artists, it helps more people participate in creative arts. So by mid-morning in the gallery, the CAN workshop is alive with activity. We've got tutors greeting people who are there to learn, guiding them through painting, printing, sewing, many more mediums. And the funding helps to subsidise these tutors, to subsidise materials, program delivery, and it ensures that these courses remain affordable and accessible for as many people as possible. Every brushstroke, sketch and conversation builds people's confidence. It helps them learn and develop skills, and it creates opportunities for people of all ages, so everybody in the community, to discover their creativity and improve well-being. So these programs demonstrate that creativity is not just about making art, but also about building stronger and healthier communities. The fourth stop is supporting our volunteers and our community. So behind every exhibition, workshop and event, we have a really dedicated team of staff and volunteers at Creative Arts Napier. So as the day goes on, our staff work really hard, planning future events, exhibitions, workshops, and they're really, really key in building relationships with our artists, our visitors, and other people in the community. This is where new ideas emerge and are developed as well with these collective people together. The funding provides stability needed to invest in coaching, guiding and growing our staff capabilities and confidence, and it ensures that Creative Arts Napier can continue to respond to as many community needs as we can and create opportunities for both emerging and established artists. The council funding supports the systems, the staff, and the environment that enable volunteers and help everybody contribute in really meaningful ways. So our fifth stop is creating a city-wide impact. So the impact of CAN extends well outside our walls of our gallery. This year, well, this reporting year, we welcomed approximately 16,000 visitors through our doors. We supported city centre activities such as the late night indie nights, other events that are going on, and we promoted our local artists. We often host schools, community groups, retirement villages and disability organisations, and we contributed to Napier's cultural identity and vibrancy by showcasing a really diverse amount of local shows from different cultural perspectives as well. So we really feel that CAN creates a really great identity and a sense of space for people to come, creative or not creative, whether they're artists or whether they enjoy art themselves. So when people come to CAN, they often visit neighbouring galleries, cafes and businesses, so that value spreads through the city as well. Okay, so the sixth stop is obviously protecting our investment. So like all community organisations, we need to ensure that council's investment remains sustainable and it can deliver value into the future as well. So this year, we saw electricity costs increase by 23%. Our art commission income declined by 17.9% and a 30% reduction in sales during the second half of this reporting period. So visitor numbers and this discretionary spending is really being affected by economic pressures. Despite these pressures, we maintained our services, we remained open 6 days a week, and we continue to support artists and community participation despite the hard environment it is out there at the moment. So this is our next chapter of our journey. So we obviously need to look ahead to what we can do to create, to make sure Creative Arts Napier is sustainable. So obviously we're going to continue with our strong financial oversight and our regular monitoring of how we're progressing. This year we're planning on diversifying revenue streams, so that's through some different programming that we have planned, some more fundraising and grant ideas and initiatives, an online shop, those kind of things. We're going to keep strengthening our volunteers and staff support systems through good coaching, training, just investing time in our people. We're going to encourage more youth engagement, more community learning through workshops and classes, and a stronger membership and sponsorship base. Better impact measurement and continued collaboration with council as well. So, the remarkable thing is that the $100,000 from Council doesn't just stop at $100,000 for us. It creates opportunity for artists, creates places for people to connect, and it strengthens wellbeing, and it really activates our city centre. So that $100,000, it helps us generate a further $115,000 from other sources through what we do at CAN, and that allows us to deliver approximately $215,000 worth of community impact overall. Council's investment isn't simply funding an art centre, it's funding creativity, connection, wellbeing and belonging for thousands of people across Napier and Hawke's Bay as well. So of course we really thank Napier City Council for their commitment to the community arts and for your vital support of CAN this financial year. But we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Wonderful, Rachel, thank you. And you speak quite well. Well done.
Thank you.
You've got to start somewhere. I started somewhere, so still am. Okay, open up the floor for questions. Any questions at all? No, you covered all the bases. Thank you so much for your presentation and for what you guys do. And I'm sure you're settling in quite nicely, Rachel. So
Fantastic, thank you.
hope to catch up with you at some point in there.
Cool. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very good slide here. Yes.
There we go, absolutely.
No, Ariana.
Ariana?
Unfortunately, Bridget can't make it today, so you're stuck with me. I hope that's okay. We'll make it nice and short and sharp and to the point, hopefully. That's the aim.
Ariana, thank you so much. You're welcome.
That's all right. Well, kia ora koutou, ko waio, ko Hikarangi Te Maunga, ko Waiputa Awa, ko Hirota Te Waka, ko Ngāti Porou toko iwi, ko Ariana Rangi toko ingoa. Kia ora, my name is Ariana. I am the Program Manager for Big Brothers Big Sisters Hawke's Bay, and I have been in the role the last 7 months now, and absolutely loving every minute of it. So it's a huge privilege to be here today to present our organisation. Firstly, I want to say a big thank you to Napier City Council for your support over the last year. It has been incredibly useful and helpful for us to continue the support of young people across Napier. A little bit about us. So Big Brothers Big Sisters is a registered charity that offers youth mentoring program matching taiohi, or our young people, ages 6 to 11 years old, with a supportive adult role model in the community. We have a simple but powerful vision of helping taiohi, our young people, reach their full potential. The impact of funding for our program. So the funding for this has supported our mentor coordinator fees, ensuring our mentoring matches is guided by a dedicated coordinator trained in child protection. Our mentor coordinators recruit, screen, train volunteer mentors, build relationships with schools and community agencies, provide monthly support to every mentor, mentee and parent or caregiver, and respond to any child safety concerns that may come up. They also deliver ongoing mentor training and coordinate events that strengthen connections and build a sense of community. This year alone, our mentors and mentees have participated in activities such as golf, art therapy and self-defence, with many more activities planned over the next few months. By investing in our mentor coordinators, this funding helps ensure every mentoring relationship is safe, well supported and able to thrive. The impact of funding on our matches. So since 1 July, funding has enabled us to support 89 active mentoring matches, including 49 based in Napier. If we consider that at least 5 people benefit from every match, that includes the mentee, their whānau, peers, the mentor, up to 245 Napier-based people have benefited from this grant. Funding has also helped us to deliver 6 free community events with a combined attendance of 140 people, strengthening connections with our community while generating 60 new mentor inquiries to help keep up with the demand of our program. That match there has almost been matched together 9 years coming up on the screen. The impact of our funding for our mentees. So outcomes for taiohi include greater development of social awareness, a greater level of self-management and self-awareness, increased self-confidence and decision-making skills, increased social inclusion and empowerment, and a greater level of commitment to learning and school connectedness, benefiting not only the young person, but strengthening the wider community by fostering healthier relationships, greater social connection, and increased opportunities for positive participation in the community. In terms of successes, we've had many successes over the last 12 months, despite several challenges along the way. So of our 63 current matches, 79% have been active for more than 12 months, compared to 63% at the time of our application last year. Most encouragingly for us is the number of matches that have been matched for longer periods of time. So those that have been matched for more than 3 years have had a 26% increase, and those that have been matched for more than 5 years has had a 300% increase over this time. Other successes include we've had one match who has graduated, which is fantastic. We've had one new school join our program. We've put on 3 new Napier-based mental discount partners, including Alpha X, Cat and Mouse Game Store and Miani Speedway, making it easier and more accessible for our matches to access free activities in the community. We held 2 mentor community coffee and chat sessions for our mentors, so they're providing mentor supervision and making sure our mentors feel supported and valued in our organisation. And our social media reach over the last 12 months on Facebook alone has achieved more than 200,000 post views. Another one of our successes is collaboration. Our service actively integrates the support of schools, social services, community agencies and other local businesses to ensure young people in their whānau are surrounded by a network of support. So there's many examples up there on the screen that you can see, but some examples are Oranga Tamariki, Salvation Army, Growing Through Grief, Giants Boxing Academy, as well as our 21 business mental discount partners that we've also got in the community as well. In terms of referrals alone, we receive inquiries and support referrals from social workers from a wide range of services, including Family Works, Oranga Tamariki, PSEC, Stand to Maia, Te Whatu Ora, Voice Whakarongo Mai, Te Tai Whenua o Hirotonga, and Weave Hawke's Bay, as well as the police, which is one of our partners. For a variety of reasons that you can see on the screen, so it could be referrals for anxiety, neurodiversity and other diagnoses, low self-esteem, grief, trauma or events, or it could be the fact that the young person just needs someone else to help them thrive over the next few years. Despite 2025 being a year of change for our small Big Brothers team, we've showed resilience and commitment to holding both our mentors and taiahi with manaaki and respect. We have noticed a recent trend with this tight economic environment, combined with people being time poor, that our conversion of mentor inquiries to fully trained mentors has been impacted. Over the last 12 months, there has been an increase in complex taiahi and whānau situations, so increase in complex referrals that have come through, which we've had to navigate with the support of the Big Brothers Big Sisters team nationally, as well as other local services in the community. Our biggest challenge remains our volunteer recruitment to match the demand and increasing demand that we get for young people coming into our program. We do regularly run recruitment campaigns, and our most recent one was our 10 Good Blokes, which we have reached that target. We've got 11 Good Blokes, which is fantastic. So that means that we can help address the 70% of our waitlist who are young boys currently, majority based in Napier.
Sorry, what was that wait list?
Yeah, so 70% of
70%,
of our waitlist are young boys,
Yep.
majority of which are based in Napier. And that brings me to the end of that. Quick fire, and I welcome any questions.
Any questions from my colleagues? No? Look, thank you so much for the work that you and your team do in the community. It's amazing to hear all the statistics of matching up, and the 96% of whānau realise that things have actually improved with their children that are in the program. So it's brilliant. It's a real cool statistic, and it gives me the warm fuzzies.
It's the warm fuzzy space. It's a nice warm fuzzy one. So
I must
hopefully
admit, it's something that I quite hold dear to my heart, but I've got 2 young children that I need to mentor. So
There you go.
I'll tell you what, as soon as they move out of home,
I'll be knocking
come
on
in
your
and get the
door.
application for Good
Fantastic.
Bloke.
That sounds great.
Good on you. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Running a bit ahead of time. I know, weird.
So I'd like to welcome Tracy and Christina from Nourish Vanille. Welcome.
It's freezing in here.
You just can't get it right, eh, in these rooms?
Fabulous. Kia ora everybody. I'd like to introduce Christina Macbeth. She's the founder and CEO of Nourish Vanille. And
Sorry, you're welcome to stand.
Yes.
I know that
We'll
for
sit.
no, please do, but just if you could just pull the microphones closer to you.
Sure.
You
We'll
can
sit
help-
when we're talking.
Yeah, no
Yes.
problem.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is Christina and my name is Tracy Wogan and I'm Funding and Comms Manager at Nourish Vanille.
Awesome, thank you.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning. Thanks for having us. Great. So we've got lots of facts and figures for you this morning, but please interrupt us with questions or we can take questions at the end. Whatever works best. So, that one?
There we go.
There we go. So we thought we'd start with a recap of what we do, focusing on our Napier activities. So for people that don't know Nourished Vanille, we started as a food rescue organisation and we have expanded that service into food banks and social supermarkets as well. But food rescue is the core of what we do. So do you want to have a chat about what we do and then I'll jump in?
So we started in 2017, for those of you who might not know. Our primary work is food rescue, which has increased as far as availability of product and food ever since we started. And I keep thinking maybe we've reached a cap, but that doesn't seem to happen. And that's a great thing because it means it's stuff that's not going to landfill. And I'm always, because my whole slant comes from a sustainability, environmental arena, I always love the fact that I know this stuff isn't rotting. There's no greenhouse gases associated with it. And then even if we throw food away, we're giving it to pigs. So ultimately, a pig is consuming it, and then another human can eat the pig. So I always think it's a real win-win.
Yeah.
So anyway,
So what that looks like in Napier is that we do daily collections of food from supermarkets, bakeries, cafes. We go to the Koru Club, we go to the BPs for their Krispy Kremes, and all of that food is sorted back at our depot and then it goes back out to the community to feed people. And one of the really powerful things is that we're not asking people who receive this food why they need it. Everyone is welcome and it really removes, we hope, the whakama or the stigma of asking for food. And people can come as often as they like. So we have the food bank side of what we do, which is working with agencies and other community groups and is based on financial need. But we've always got this rescued food that allows people to come with no questions. And that's actually, I don't know if it was intentional, but it's actually become a really powerful part of what we do. So we have 2 weekly food services in Napier. We have one in Maraenui and one in Green Meadows at the Salvation Army. And we regularly get between 300 and 400 people at each food service. So people come with a bag and move along the table and are offered food. And if it's food they would like to eat, then we can give that to them. If it's not what they like, they just move on to the next station.
so it's a selection of food that was collected that day. I would say about 70% of what goes out a day is what we collected from the supermarkets that morning. And then there's also topped up with items like a Waddy's donation or a McCain's donation, or perhaps a bin of pumpkins or leeks, which we're getting a lot at the moment. So growers that give us product. So we try to give people, the equivalent of about 2 bags. It just works out that way. But roughly we serve about 2 to 3 tons of food a session, depending on roughly every time we serve, which is 7 services a week. 2 to 3 tons.
We've got all the Napier supermarkets on board, so that's the 2 Woolworths, the 2 Pack and Saves, the 3 New Worlds. So that's really great because we've had to earn that trust with them because they need to know that we're going to responsibly deal with their surplus food. Because if there was any comeback in terms of food safety, we wouldn't be receiving that food.
Correct.
And then just the last point on that slide up there, we are now working closely with the new Napier homeless shelter. So they come to us for food to cook for their residents. So that's been a really positive development. Okay, facts and figures. So across Nourished Vanille in 2025, we collected just over 1,200 tonnes of food. And Napier is a really significant part of that donation. And then the second statistics across there are just the Napier numbers. It's really interesting. We had 25,000 visits for food at our Napier services last year, a 40% increase on 2024. So what's going on there? Across all of Nourished Whanau, our visits went up by 29%, so Napier had a larger increase. I think what happened, and it's just our instinct, is that we changed from 2 Marae Nui services a week to 1 Marae Nui service and 1 Green Meadows service. So we expanded the pool of people who could easily reach our services. And there are people in Marae Nui who won't come to Green Meadows. There's people in Green Meadows who won't come to Marae Nui. So, and then we saw an uplift, of course, due to cost of living. I think we just anecdotally know that that's a big
That's
thing
how
as
it was
well.
measured, yeah. That's how it's shown itself up.
And the interesting thing is 2026 is actually fairly stable. So we've had that big growth, and now we seem to have reached another plateau, which is interesting.
I think we sort of watch that over the years. You get growth for about a year or two, and then there's plateau, and then some other event takes place potentially, and that changes the numbers again.
Yeah, awesome. So this is a couple of pictures. So the picture on the left is at the Marae Nui service. This is our team of volunteers here who work every Tuesday afternoon, and you can see the recipients of the food would move along the tables with their bags and be offered different
The space that you see in front of the bins allows them to walk along with their bags.
Yeah, and then on the right, we've got a photo from our food bank. We get lots of donations from members of the public who are, growing vegetables that they can't eat, so they bring them to the food banks for us to distribute.
Yep. Rightio.
All right, a little bit of information about the food bank and social supermarket. So this is a premises in Onikawa. We have last year we increased the number of food parcels that a family could receive to 4 a year. We receive referrals from 91 agencies. It's pretty fragmented out there, but we work closely with the ones that I've listed there, Weave, Hawke's Bay, Whatever It Takes, Birthright, Rupua Iwi. So it's really interesting. The food bank is what you'd expect. Family in crisis, the agency would email us and we'd get a box of food together. But because we've got the social supermarket alongside, when it's appropriate, which is, if a family's actually not in an emergency, it's just financial stress, they can take their time and do a subsidised supermarket shop. And that gives them the dignity of choosing the food that's right for their family. A food bank is, here's what we've got, hope it helps. Whereas a supermarket shop is, my family like these types of foods and I'll be able to select that. So those two services work really well together.
And it gives people choice as well. When they go to an agency, they have the option. And of course, if people don't qualify otherwise, again, we always have our free food service. So I always say you don't have to go hungry if you're living in Hastings or Napier.
Yeah, that's important because we do have to cap this service, but we don't cap how many times people can get rescued food.
Correct.
Yeah. Just some lovely unsolicited feedback from Whatever It Takes, just which we were really touched by, and I was able to share that with our volunteers, and
We get lots of little anecdotal testimonials in our. We have a book actually in our social supermarket and our food bank. People can write a little note. Just makes us smile.
Now, community involvement and working with other organisations is really an important part of what you want to see from us. So here's some ways we've done that. We work with Napier schools on our food bank campaign, Feed the Bus, and some schools get really involved and it's amazing. So last year we had 7 schools take part. Taradale High School social action class really got behind us, came and volunteered, went on the bus. They ran a quiz night for us. It was amazing. We've recently won the Volunteer Organisation of the Year at Volunteering Hawke's Bay, which we were amazed and delighted by. That was great. We're always available to speak to community groups, and we've done that recently for council. And we do try and work as much as we can with businesses to share what we do as well. So, for example, Napier Port runs annual port tours, that behind the gates with the little trains. So the ticket proceeds they donate to Nourished Whanau. And Boyd Dunlop works with Vinci's on an art fundraiser, and they've selected us as their charity. So we're really lucky.
Couple of years in a row
Yeah,
already, yep.
yeah. So we try really hard to get out there and let people know what we do, and you never know where it leads, right? Which is great. Actually, one more thing that's happening that I haven't put up there is organisations like the Heart Foundation and Fire and Emergency have approached us to see whether they could set up tables at our rescued food services so that the people that are coming could have the opportunity to get information, because it can be quite a hard to reach community group. And the Heart Foundation told us it was their most effective community outreach in all of New Zealand. So we were delighted with that. Yeah.
That's really good. The census also set up a table in the past. I think libraries put up one.
Yeah, migrant services at the library. So I guess what the summary is of this is that we're very open and excited to work with other groups as well. And volunteers are fun. We've got 200 regular volunteers now. We're approached probably daily, aren't we?
Yeah,
by
we do.
people who want
Yep.
to be part of it. So we've now got that momentum going, which we're just, brings its own challenges, but it's a good challenge to have.
Well, it's nice not to have to beg people to come and help. Sort of.
Yeah.
And also the quality of volunteer we get is really high because it's somebody else who's, recommended a friend or a family member.
Yeah.
Which is great, so they already know what to expect. I think that's awesome.
Just
And there's a couple of photos.
quick pictures of the Feed the Bus campaign last April. So that was neat because we got to go into the schools and talk with the kids about how you help in the community. And we kept it really, really clear and simple, but it's a good opportunity for them to hear about it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then what else have we got? So a big thank you to Napier City Council. We allocate the funding from Napier City Council to Napier operating costs, and there's some examples of that on the board. I think last year we ran really lean, and I think this year we've employed a logistics manager to help with just the volumes of food and the driver volunteers and the collections.
And the allocation to
Yeah.
all the different venues
Yeah.
that we serve, so.
Yeah, so if we were thinking about the challenges ahead of us, I think it's really managing growth and doing it in a cost-effective way, but not compromising what we do. We've got a lot of people who now rely on us, and we take that very seriously. Yeah.
And we're conscious of creepage, so I know my operations manager is really good at keeping an eye on that. So yeah, that's always a conversation that the board has. So we try and maximize the paid employees that we do have, that they, we give them extra jobs. Our 2 full-timers probably work about 65 hours a week. Now that's just, they're happy to. When they took on the role, they knew that was part of the, but generally if you're a paid employee and we have 2 full and 3 part-times, you're always doing a bit of extra in there as well.
And then actually on the financial responsibility note, we've just taken on a new board member who is a partner from BDO. So we're going to have that, we've always had good oversight, but I think now we're going to have that professional oversight as well, which will bring a lot.
Great.
Yeah, we're really happy.
Fantastic.
Radio, that's us.
Thank you very much. Any questions? No? What a presentation. And the thing I like about what you're doing is it's quite circular. You're eliminating waste from the landfill, which is fantastic.
Yes.
And reusing that food, I think it's brilliant. And the mere fact that you're growing is,
Yes.
again, it's one of those things that's great, but not so good because, but because you're there is brilliant. And, obviously you're rescuing a lot of food with the 2 vans and supplying that food as well. That's brilliant. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, you're very welcome.
Excellent presentation. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I always finish a presentation by inviting people to come and see us. So if you'd like to come to a service or come and see what we do, we love showing people around.
We do.
And those places would be
Oh, well, we've got
Salvation Army?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
so we've got our food bank and social supermarket in Onikawa, and then we've got a service in Maraenui and a service in Green Meadows.
And that's at the church?
The Maraenui one is at
It's
the
the
church.
river, it's 37 River
Yeah.
Bend Road.
But just get in touch with me and then I can host, which would be lovely.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks, team.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, but sorry,
Yeah, it is. It's across the road. It's across the road.
Yeah.
Now we are.
I know.
We are running a little bit early, actually. So we might just pause for a quick fluid adjustment
That's good.
and wait for our next presenter before we have our break. And yeah. So just adjourning briefly until the next presenter arrives, so you can get a fluid adjustment, and then we'll have that presenter, and then we'll
It's really freezing in here. I'm going to go and say something because I'm...
Welcome to our world.
Linda, and we have
Cynthia Bowers. So Linda Baybridge from the Knowledge Bank and Cynthia Bowers from the Hawke's Bay Digital Archives Trust, which governs the Knowledge Bank.
welcome to both of you. Thank you.
So, Knowledge Bank. I know that there's quite a few of you that are new to the committee, so we are a digital archive which resides in Hastings, but we preserve the history of Hawke's Bay. So we have quite a bit of Napier history. Right. So first up, I'd like to say thank you. Okay, your fund has enabled us to cover some operational costs, continue to deliver our core services to the community, support our volunteers, maintain and grow our digital archive, which is our core purpose, preserve the rich Napier history, and also to make freely available all of these records. So we're grateful for the partnership and the commitment from the Napier City Council. So this year, what we've done is we have got a new trustee, Peter Barnes, and we've adopted a skill-based governance program. So he has got an accounting background, and part of the fund that we applied for was a volunteer coordinator. So we employed Victoria Trembath on a 12-month contract. We've done an upgrade to our servers to the value of $60,000 and other peripheral upgrades as well. So we're just ensuring that your history is preserved for future generations. We still have a little bit of work to do. We are looking at funding some new equipment, so we need to replace and upgrade some of our equipment, like specialised computers and things. We're working on a database project or more of a collection management system, which we're still looking into that. Financial sustainability. We're looking in communications because a lot of the time people don't know that we actually exist, and so we need to work on that and improve that. And we also want to upgrade our website, which is basically making sure it's refreshed and it's the best practice and it's an engaging experience for the community. So fundraising events, which is part of our financial sustainability. We'd like to see you all at the Spring Awakening at Woodland Hills. Would you like to talk to that?
Oh, just really quickly, this is, Woodland Hills is actually property that my husband and I own. This is part of Central Hawke's Bay Spring Fling. So have a look at their program and you'll see our event there.
Yeah. We're also doing a pop-up shop for Blossom Week. We're looking at doing a vintage market in November, and then we also have Peter Matthias for a long lunch, which is planned in February. So watch this space. So in the community, we've had lots of new contributions, new volunteers, promotions to community groups. So I've gone out into the community, and believe it or not, out of all the talks that we've spoken at, 80% of them were actually in Napier, and through that we've got new volunteers, and then in reciprocal they've actually come to the Knowledge Bank and visited us. So that's the likes of Somerset in the Palms, and I've forgotten the name of the one over in Merlot Drive.
Somerset.
Somerset.
Yeah.
In Somerset.
Oh, yeah, one over that way, one over that way, sorry.
Somerset.
And they've also provided a lot of historical materials, so, and it's been really, really good. So we've also done a significant project for the Hastings District Council for the Cyclone Gabrielle. So this was about people who were impacted and actually helped with the cyclone, and because of that we've actually tied up a lot of Napier residents because of the fact that they've either worked in Hastings and lived in Napier or vice versa, and it was about the recovery as much as anything. So it was quite a different take on what everybody else had been doing. We've also received hundreds of photos. And you may have seen in the paper a few weeks ago about Nola and Nola, who were having 100-year-old birthdays. We're pleased to say that we've actually interviewed both of them, and also, Lucy Ashton we actually were able to interview her and have that online before her birthday last week, her 100th birthday. So that was really cool. And the other significant collection that we received, which it hadn't have been for Napier, was the fact that we've actually got this absolutely delightful scrapbook on Osler's Bakery, and that's a Wairau-based firm, but there's 100 years worth of history there, and if these people hadn't have been Napier residents, we would never have received that. So while it's not directly related to Napier, it's because of Napier that we've got that. So our future projects, we're delighted to say that we have film of the building of the aquarium. So we're just in the process of actually editing that and getting that off to the aquarium for their 50th celebration. We've got the Natouche collection, which is still very much a work in progress. David Mackesy has quite an amazing collection of Art Deco stuff, so we've got a part of that at the moment that we're scanning, and in that is history from Mary Boyd, who wrote City of the Plains. So G.J. Wilson collection as well, which he wrote History of Hawke's Bay, and we're looking at collaborating a little bit more with the Hawke's Bay Museum. So, Napier statistics. We have 30 volunteers that work on site out of our core 80 volunteers, 30 volunteers who work from home. We have 280 collection holders, over 10,000 items online that pertain to Napier, and 475 interviews and stories that mention Napier. So that is just what we have online. This doesn't include what we have, unfortunately, in a backlog in our archive. But we are taking steps to try and reduce that backlog and get more things online. That looks like it. So the only other thing that I wanted to say was that we are trying to move forward and grow our organisation, etc. And have you got anything else to add?
Yeah, we've got a minute?
You've got a minute.
Thank you. So I'm Cynthia Bowes, I chair the board, and I just want to reinforce Linda's thank you to you for your ongoing support. It makes a real difference to us. Board is taking a strategic approach to what we do. As Linda has mentioned, over the past 12 months, we've been focusing on data integrity and data security. Because we make a promise to you people that we're going to protect your stories forevermore, and we have to make sure that we have the systems to reinforce that. So last year we did commissioned an IT review. We've invested $70,000 to $80,000 in new servers and other equipment, so we're now satisfied that we have really good, not state of the art, that would be a bold claim, but very good data backup. We have a system of three different backup systems in 3 different places, which is sort of the high level standard, so we can now have the confidence that we can look after things out into the future. And that work the next stage will be our collection management and database, which is another reasonably large chunk of work. Focusing on helping ourselves over the next 12 months and out into the future. The funding landscape, as you will be hearing all day today, I'm sure, is really, really tight. And so you'll see from the list that Linda put up, we're becoming much more proactive in running fundraising activities ourselves, some of which are going to be reasonably significant for us, we hope. So we're in really, really good heart and very optimistic about the future, and look forward to continuing to work with you out into the future. So thank you for listening to us.
Great, thank you. Any questions? No, you pretty much covered it. Thank you for the work you do. It's actually quite interesting the Osler's Bakery thing, I think any Napier person that's gone north, it's definitely a destination, so
Yeah, yeah.
we're okay with some work going into that.
Yeah, and the silly thing about it is that the lady says, oh, you probably don't want this, but, you know,
No,
because it
it's,
was a scrapbook type thing, and they kind of felt that it was only really relevant and important to them. And so, you know, a lot of that history would be lost otherwise. So.
Some of the conversations we're having with communities at the moment and this afternoon's meeting, that's more relevant than ever, I would imagine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, thank you very much. And, yeah, actually, you came up the other day and some messages just from family perspective, because something from 2009 popped up,
Yes.
and I asked where it came from, and it was from your knowledge bank. So, yeah, definitely gets
good.
used. I
Excellent.
won't elaborate on that, though. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I note that Jeremy's here, so I'm just thinking we might get Jeremy to present before we break up for our morning tea.
Thank you.
Thank you, team.
Thank you.
And welcome, Jeremy.
Do I move this on?
Yep, welcome.
Yeah.
This is culture. I'm going to have sore cheeks by the end of this because I'm just smiling the whole time.
Cool.
Yeah, this.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know me, Jeremy Smith, I'm the Heritage General Manager of the Art Deco Trust. And first, I'd like to thank you for your support of the Trust and the work that we undertake. So, I thank you for your $225,000 grant. Because of our audit, this is how we break it down. $22,000 for the Robert McGregor Heritage Fund, $7,000 for Heritage Advocacy, $33,000 for promoting Napier as a world-class destination, $100,000 for the free events in the festival, $50,000 for my events department to deliver them, and $13,000 for my volunteers. A year in review. So, July last year, we started with Winter Deco. We also completed, in partnership with Napier City Council, the restoration of the Women's Rest, so transforming this to this. Also meant exiting this. Heritage activity is the core of what we do, and annually we distribute grants to building owners twice a year in July and in February. This year we've committed 11 grants, paying out $20,000 to building owners and promising a further $20,000. So in total we've spent $40,000 on those grants. Since 2017, over $190,000 has been distributed to building owners, and the $7,000 basically contributes to my time delivering these services. Promoting Napier. So the tools that we use to promote Napier, 110 digital impressions. One festival video received 1.1 million YouTube views. 26,000 Facebook followers, 25,000 programs circulated, 12,000 on our mailing list, and following. So we also undertake national, international promotion via the travel trade shows, Explore, Tech NZ, Trends, etc. And we also support Tourism New Zealand and Tourism Hawke's Bay in the delivery of FMILs for visiting media. So, promoting Napier, just the Trust activities. So 18,000 people undertook Art Deco experiences, 8,500 on coach tours, 7,000 plus on guided walks, and over 3,500 in vintage cars. So we took your $33,000, and this is how we spent it, with a total of nearly $40,000 in promoting Napier. Which brings us to the biggest thing that we promote, which is the festival. First, I'd like to say that because of your funding, we were able to apply for the MV Event Boost Fund, and we received $280,000. $200,000 for an international marketing campaign, $80,000 to augment the festival. That funding was confirmed in December 2025 for an event in 2026. Not a lot of lead time, but it did generate a lot of interest, particularly East Coast Australia, 10 million digital impressions and 108,000 website visits. So the festival itself, it's a $1.1 million event. we self-generate 900,000 of that, and we spent in total 403,000 on the delivery of the free content. Nearly 6,000 tickets, over 466 volunteers engaged. We delivered 200 hours of free content with 91 free events. And that's how it breaks down. Ticket revenue, MB, grants and donations, the Napier City Council, and in-kind support and other income. The greatest party on the planet. Its outcome. We delivered $12.4 million gross visitor spend for Hawke's Bay and $3.6 million net benefit for the region. To put that in context, WOW in Wellington is delivered over 4 weeks. Their gross spend was $37 million, with 12.4 in 4 days. 22,000 plus unique visitors, 18,000 visitor nights, over 5,000 visitors to Hawke's Bay, including 1,200 international visitors. The council contributes 100,000 towards the free events. We spent in total 295, $50,000 towards my event overhead. So in total, we spent over $403,000 on those 200 hours of free community events. And then the roadworks. A highlight of the year was being part of the Anzac Day ceremony at Memorial Square, which coincided with the 100th anniversary of the opening of the Women's Rest in 1926. But the backbone of our organisation is our volunteers. We currently have about 110. They delivered 6,547 volunteer hours. We delivered for them 250 hours of volunteer training. 70 of them attended the Volunteers Appreciation. We unfortunately lost 12 volunteers who retired over the year, but we did gain 8 more. And retention, put in perspective. So 24 of the volunteers have done under 5 years. 30 have done 5 or more, 16, 10 or more. 5 have completed 30 years service. Your $13,000, we spent 13. A final highlight, which is sort of anecdotal more than anything else. So the former Women's Rest building has given us a further opportunity in venue hire and using the space for other means. We've done talks, we've held a wake, we've done a marriage, we've done a funeral. This particular event is my volunteers' pink ribbon morning tea, organised by them, and that event delivered over $1,000 for Breast Cancer Foundation. So that's my year in review.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. Any questions? Councillor Morley.
Thanks, Jeremy, through the chair. The roadworks happening down at the Emerson Street end, are they affecting you or the Deco Trust building down there very much at all?
Look, up until about January, we were tracking better than our year prior. The roadworks, and I have to say the contractor has been amazing. They're opening places, they're closing places. It's a bit of a challenge, but we have a kind of general sort of working thought, which is it's all over in November. It's impactful. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great outcome when it's finished.
Any further questions? No, thank you for you and what the Trust do, Jeremy. I mean, as we saw from the slides, and most of us know anyway, but there's a lot of sums to the parts. And, you know, having those volunteers for that long just shows, I mean, the dedication and the commitment that these people have to Napier. It's brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right, so, yeah, if you could send the presentation to... Okay, we'll adjourn the meeting for our morning tea break.
That question had nothing to do with Monday.
My name is Morag Hill, and I work for the Age Concern Napier office. I'm the manager there. I've been with Age Concern Napier for 15 years, 13 years in my current role. So to discuss as to where we allocated our partnership funding to, we focused on one particular area of our diverse services that we deliver, our community worker service program. So that provides practical support that enables older people to maintain independence, live well and age well. So our main focus is to support people to have equality. Our focus is that all older New Zealanders should have a place to call home, live free of poverty, have easy access to healthcare and remain connected to their community. And that's what our community service program focuses on. So who are the people that we assist within our services program? So we have many older people that experience higher level of challenges when attempting to resolve issues they are encountering. Mobility, digital and system navigation barriers that limit their access to agency support and services. So our community workers work with people on a one-on-one basis. We support them and we advocate for them. We attend agency appointments with them, ensuring that they have their applications in for entitlements, financial support, and assisting with applications such as housing. That includes social housing, emergency housing, and the retirement village Napier City Council portfolio. You can see who I support, don't you?
Football's on everyone's mind at the moment.
We also find that Age Concern providing this one-on-one support to people gives them confidence and empowerment and assurance that an outcome is achievable. We also focus on assisting with primary care. Primary and acute care is increasing, and it's making early intervention essential for older people. Supporting access to health services is an essential preventative measure for older people, and without it, many delay care, and that leads to avoidable hospitalisations or even entry into residential care. So we assist older people to enrol with GPs if they don't have one. We assist with them accessing and navigating the health system, and if requested, we will be their support person at GP appointments. We also assist in the referral pathway to the Needs Assessment Service Coordinators at Health New Zealand to ensure that home care supports are applied for and put in place. Home supports in place assist an older person to age in place, remain living in their own home. So we also recognise that social connection is an essential component to ageing well, and initiatives that provide social connection and physical activities that recognise and meet their needs. So our programs are open to all older adults, but we do support those who struggle either financially or through other issues and don't have opportunity to socially connect. Having an older population socially connecting within the community actually strengthens our community. The more we can assist older people to age well, we are assisting our whole community to have strength and resilience. The other older people that we do assist are the ones that come into a different bracket from the one that are in a high needs situation. These are the seniors in our community that are homeowners. However, especially in the current climate, they're struggling financially.
They come to us as to try to find pathways as to how they can have an outcome that will make their retirement more comfortable. So we give them the information, and if they require it, guidance on housing alternatives. That could be downsizing, moving into retirement villages, or it could be considering moving in with family, friends, or even taking on a boarder. So we don't provide them with too much guidance in this area. We provide them with the information to empower them to make their important life choices. We also give them the information on staying in their own home, and obviously that information we present to them in that area is having other people sharing the costs with them, living in with them, or reverse mortgage situations which entitle them to stay where they wish to stay. It's all about giving older people the choices. They make their own choices. So, I'm sorry, I left some of my notes back at the office. So we help older people on a one-to-one basis. We also do a lot of health promotion programs, giving people the information to make decisions. We hold workshops. That enables us to embrace a larger group of people, and we run workshops constantly throughout the year. Popular workshops that we do are enduring powers of attorney and wills, the reason why you should have an enduring power of attorney, and what happens if you don't have an enduring power of attorney. We talk to them about housing options in retirement, and twice a year we get the New Zealand Police along, usually our community constables come along, and we talk about being safe and keeping safe in the community. So it's all targeting on assisting our older person to live independently. We do also help people that are beginning to realise that living independently at home is not an opportunity, and they come to us to seek the information on the commencement of the referral pathway through to being assessed into moving into residential care. We also give them all the information on the lots of options that are out there now within residential facilities when you move into care, and also, unfortunately, the high cost of moving into residential care now. And we're very much an advocate in that field. Moving into residential care is actually becoming very unaffordable for a very large sector of our senior community. And we try and assist as much as we can in advocating for them if they have that need. Our other health promotions that we run, Live Stronger for Longer. We run exercise programs 4 times a week, 3 falls prevention, strength and balance programs, and we also run a Move to Music class once a week, all focusing on assisting the older person to age well. Our Staying Safe driving workshops, we hold 5 of those a year. They're exceedingly popular. They're endorsed by the police and New Zealand Transport, and the information we deliver at these workshops is provided by New Zealand Transport. And it helps immensely for older people who are perhaps coming up to renew their driver's licence. It enables them to refresh their road code, and it enables them to be aware of other factors that they should be aware of as they age, and it may affect their driving capabilities. So our community workers do work across a very wide range of issues, and we do help a very wide range of seniors. Our referrals come in both formally and informally. We get many referrals coming in from health services, GPs, and government agencies. But we're also informal. We call ourselves an open door policy. Anybody can contact us and seek our guidance. So we are quite proud of the fact that 90% of referrals that come through the door to us, whether they be formal or informal, get converted into cases. So we do have a high ratio of being able to assist older people. My 10 minutes up.
Thank you, Morag. Yep, that's perfect.
No questions now.
Do we have any questions? No? Well, thank you for your work, Morag. I've got my councillor hat on. I've got my councillor hat on today. Thank you very much for all you do.
Oh, no questions?
Yep. No.
Oh, you let me off lightly.
It's very good to see, and it's really important for us as a council to just hear from our partners in this, in our funding partners, and just to find out more information about what they're spending the money on.
Yeah.
And you've done a very good job with your report and presentation. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers, Maureen. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.
Welcome up. Welcome. G'day, Alistair and Daman. There you go.
Step ahead of you.
Kia ora and Sat Sri Akal and Namaste everyone. I'm Daman Kaur and I'm the current president of MCA, and here is my...
I'm Alistair Young, treasurer of MCA.
First, a little disclaimer. We have never been to one of these meetings ever before. And this is our first time presenting, and I'm not sure whether we have pitched it right or not, so please ask questions at the end, whatever you have. But we will start with what vision and how we saw this meeting, and thank you. So this is Multicultural Association logo.
There you go.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. Yep.
Yep. So I've put a vision and goal because as MCA, we all see that diversity is a fact which we have, but inclusion is an act. And that's where our responsibility lies as MCA, that we have a voice, we are able to advocate for people from multicultural ethnicities. And there's unity in diversity, and how do we work in that space? As well as, I've put these two pictures because I felt they're quite powerful messages when we see exclusion and other stuff, that I would rather be excluded for who I include rather than be included for who I exclude. So I think these are very powerful messages when we talk about our community coming for social cohesion, for inclusion, and multicultural society, because that's the part where we are trying to build a society where every voice is heard and we are all included in that. And then I have just put this slide thinking about how can we change the story, because that's really important. We always have challenges with equality, equity, and then at the moment we are going for equity, but the real gold is when we are there for liberation. And how can we do that? And as MCA, we play a bigger role in there because we are the voice for the minorities, for the immigrants, for the communities who are coming there. And we are a space where they come and come with their challenges, as well as also for the organizations we work with, where we can go and represent those communities, because you can't have a representation from every multicultural member of the society. After this picture, I think there was another really nice place where we could say that what is our vision. So I put these because when I'm going to talk about that where we are going, I think you will see that why these slides are so important. So I've also used this one because I am a visual person and I like visual things. So inequality, equity, equality when we say, but the reality is we really need the justice, where we are adjusting things for everyone to be able to have the similar outcomes. And why do we want everyone to be coming on the same platform? And that's what the next slide is going to talk about. Why MCA and council partnerships are important, but because it ensures representation on the decision-making tables and not just representation. And also it means building capacity and capability of our MCA community, so contributions can be progressive and we all learn and grow together. Other important aspect of this is once multicultural communities are stronger, there is less pressure on our social structures and public health system because we are creating more capable communities. And that is more investment into it so that we can get bigger gains. If we are teaching a youngster, we are helping a full family of it. And the programs we do, swimming and other things, we are creating those capabilities and bringing them into the New Zealand culture and everything. And also the diversity is really important because it increases our strength as community and it creates more resilient, creative society. There are very few of those to list, but that's what I thought they're important to list. And the funding, thank you to the Council for the funding we receive for MCA, because we have utilized that funding. We are a new board. We are utilizing that funding to increase our financial capability, to understand where to go and get funding and support our communities. We are utilizing that for strategic planning. And that's really important as MCA for us to have a vision, us to have a structure which we pass on from one board to another, and then they know, okay, that's where the direction is going alongside. And also we are trying to create systems for timely financial reports and other things. The problems we face as multicultural community and board, we don't have a lot of governance training. And when people come from different cultures, they don't have the same understanding of boards and how they work. And it's really important for us to invest in those structures so we are creating capability within our communities going forward, so that if one person leaves, it's not just on one person, it's on a group of individuals, and they're capable people coming behind you and advocating for the multicultural society. And thank you so much for listening. I'm not sure whether I pitched it right, but please feel free to ask the questions, and thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Do we have any questions at all? Councillor Crystal.
Just through the chair, having been on the selection panel, I think you've pitched it perfectly. That's a comment, not a question, because we gave you some pretty direct things that we wanted you to do, and it's obviously that's what you've done, and hopefully that helps increase, you know, your capability of moving forward. So yeah, well done.
Thank you so much.
That's good to hear. Thank you for that comment, Councillor Crystal. It's really important in the context here. Alistair.
Yeah, I think very important part of that is also that we are trying to be very seriously grow our membership. I think everything go back to the membership. You know, we do very hard. Our next strategic planning is coming in about a month's time. We want to discuss how to grow our membership. I think membership is very important. I mean, I'm sorry, I'll use some very odd example. For example, like Great Power, they have put a lot of work to build that membership, and that's what we want to do as well. We want to grow that into a large, a group that have a voice. We want to provide many things for them as we go on from this point. We want to build workshop events. We want to care about the membership. It's seriously membership. So as we grow our membership, we representing a lot of capability and capacity and voices that we can share with the council, to work with the council. We're also very interested to be part of the multicultural strategies and the welcoming community. Yep. We want to look after that. Yeah. So
no, thank you.
Very practical side of things to do this really well.
Yeah. And we've got a long-standing relationship with you guys running certain events like the diversity event and so forth, and certainly in August with the Asians in the Bay, which will be held right here.
Yes.
which is quite a prestigious event. I'm looking forward to helping judge that one. And
Thank you so much. We really enjoy that. We have our council representation, and I think that's also another way of having a positive impact and the celebration. And I think having Asian in the Bay Awards, I don't think every region has it, so we are quite lucky to have it and create that vibe for the youngsters coming in and all the professionals and the communities. So thank you. Thank you for all the support from the council to MCA, and we really cherish that support and that relationship. Thank you.
Fantastic. And it's our turn this year, isn't it? Because it alternates between Hastings and here, so yeah.
Yeah, it's Napier this year.
Thank you very much. That's excellent. Thank you, team.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
done.
you so much.
That's the conversation I remember the most.
And welcome, Kerry and Helen. Yes, okay. Thank you.
Right, good morning. First of all, I'm Kerry Rusbridge. My colleague Helen McClymont from the Napier Community Patrol. Thank you for this grant. It has enabled us to continue to do what we do. That is working with the police as eyes and ears to help prevent crime in this city. We're spending this grant on vehicle maintenance, on premise lease, ongoing office upkeep, provision of high-vis vests and jackets, and first aid kits for the cars we run, and collapsible road cones for use, if required, by police to carry out traffic control events at road accidents. Over the past year, we have spent 3,402 volunteer man-hours patrolling as tasks by police on a weekly basis, and special jobs for the police which crop up from time to time. We check Wonder Track pennants for police. Now, this is usually a monthly task that a team of patrollers carry out. We patrol numerous sporting and community events where the focus is on prevention of theft from vehicles, and we can assist civil defence in a reconnaissance role if required. That's probably about all I can tell you at the moment.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. I mean, you've included a bit about what you do here, and we certainly see your cars and so forth around, and I take my hat off to you and your volunteers for what you do, because it's certainly one of those things where there's a lot of night shift sort of work.
Yes.
And I sort of think I wouldn't be able to do that at my capacity at my age. So, yeah, fantastic work. Do we have any questions from my colleagues? No, thank you to you and your team for the work that you do in the community. It is well noticed and appreciated.
Well, we just strive to keep the crime rate down as much as we can. But, I think the police appreciate the...
Yeah, they do. I know they do, yeah.
Just quick.
Councillor Crystal.
Just through the chair, how are your volunteer numbers? Are you pretty...
At the moment, we have about 100. We did have 200, but that was before COVID sort of set in. And we have lost quite a few because of COVID and the sort of economic climate as well. A lot of the older ones among us found it a bit difficult to get out and about, and so we're down. But 100 is quite adequate for the moment. Is what we need. We do have a website. We are trying to boost numbers very slightly. They're coming in dribs and drabs, so that keeps us hopeful that we can keep on doing what we're doing. So we're quite encouraged by the website, so it's good.
Fantastic. Any other questions or comments?
And word of mouth. Yeah, and word of mouth. It spreads quite a bit of word of mouth around the community that, hey, these guys might be worth joining and doing something for the community.
No, thank you very much. Well, thank you for your presentation, and all the best.
Thank you.
Cheers. Mecca. Morning, Macca. How we doing?
Morena. I'm good, thanks.
See you, mate.
Lovely day in the bay. First of all, thank you to the Napier City Council for making us part of this 3-year funding agreement. In the first year, we spent our money on our operational costs so we could make sure we're maximising our costings towards the frontline services. Our main program, the Ignite Youth Employment Service Program, you'll see there in 2025 our outputs. In 2026, we've already halfway through already reached those amounts, so we are getting more and more referrals and more need. Unfortunately, just recently we lost 50% of our funding from MSD, which has really hit us hard. However, we're still trying to provide the services that we can, particularly being the main youth provider in this space in the Tamatea and Taradale area. Our Ignite Drive program is a real success. This is a fully community funded program. Again, you'll see there the numbers already 6 months through. We are ahead or close to. By the end of the year, we're thinking we'll be right up to around about 300 participants. Across all of our programs now, we have a number of programs. We're reaching 1,200 young people a year across the community and in schools. Around about 75% of the young people that we are helping are those from low deprivation or high needs areas. Just wanted to touch on a couple of key challenges at the moment. As I mentioned before, we've had a major funding loss, which is really going to hurt the community we operate in. Just this term alone, I've had to turn 20 young people away from our service. The diverse issues of young people at the moment, as you may well already know, continue to grow, and the job market is pretty dire, particularly around the lack of entry-level positions, which makes our work very much needed, but also quite difficult. And the last one there is licensing. Just recently, in the last 6 months, of 50 young people that were referred to me, 25 of them had their learner's license and they were over the age of 18. So straight away we have a massive barrier to getting employment. Hence the reason we did start our own driving school a few years ago. However, I always look on the bright side at the moment, looking to pivot a little bit. So at the moment there's a gap for 15 to 17-year-olds who fall into NEETs in Tamatea and Taradale. And I'm not sure who's got the programs for Napier, but effectively, in my eyes, they've lost a good program. At the moment, we're just looking at ways how we can continue to fund that program with some new partners. And with our driving program, we have such a demand now, we need to drive new revenue for that demand. So we've just started a social enterprise called Ignite Drive Academy, where we're going to go to market with instructor lessons for those that can afford it and drive our income back into free community lessons. So once again, I want to say a massive thank you to Napier City Council for supporting the work that we do. And we look forward to a bright remainder of this year and into 2027. Thanks a lot.
Good on you, Macca. Thank you. Any questions or comments? No? Well covered, mate. And thanks for all the work you do, man. It's yeah, must give you the warm fuzzies, mate. It's good work.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, two things that really give me warm fuzzies is photos of kids getting their licenses and our mentor instructors when they come into the office and they've had a pass at a test because it's pretty tough. So those little things keep us going.
Good on you, mate. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, Macca.
Cheers, Chris.
Thank you.
Ryan and Sue. you're up. Welcome. Yeah, get the tech sorted first.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, no one's going to challenge him for that role here. Welcome, guys.
Kia ora, and it's always so nice coming to present to Napier City Council, seeing so many friendly faces around the table. So I just want to start off by introducing myself, and I'll let Sue do herself. So kia ora, Ryan Hamilton, CEO of Sport Hawke's Bay. Firstly, I just want to acknowledge not only the partnership we have with Napier City Council on this fund, but also the support you provide us around our cycle education program and also a couple of regional projects that we're doing, regional spaces and places, and a regional aquatic strategy that we're looking forward to presenting to you later in the year. So appreciate it. It's great to hear Macca and the others kind of present throughout the morning. The support you provide to the community really is appreciated, and we're really proud to be part of the community and proud to be supported by yourselves. So thank you.
Morena koutou, ko Sue Smith toku ingoa. I'm the General Manager at Sport Hawke's Bay. Just to total Ryan's comments, thanks for having us, and I think we might be the last up today, is that correct?
One more.
No, oh, one more. Okay, all right. So I just wanted to draw your attention to our priority communities. So for the last 2 years in Napier, we've been focusing our mahi on Maraenui, Tamatea and West Shore. And we worked through a process around gathering insights, etc., to identify these communities. And as an example, Maraenui was chosen based on the level of deprivation, the number of primary schools we're working with for our Healthy Active Learning initiative, and William Colenso College being an active as secondary school. We've also got around 20% of our green prescription clients that are based in Maraenui. Working in this way creates strong opportunities to build on existing community leadership, work closer with our schools and align with Napier City Council's priorities. Schools we're working in at the moment are Henry Hill, Maraenui Bilingual School, Richmond School, Mariwa School, Napier Intermediate and Te Awa School, plus William Colenso College. They're the schools based around the Maraenui community. Using Maraenui as an example of some of the work and the approach that we've taken to support priority communities, we've invested $44,742 in the last 12 months. This is an increase of $22,357 from the previous year. We've given priority to projects and providers that are supporting activations in these communities. And at the moment, we're currently working in partnership with New Zealand Police, Oranga Tamariki, to support 5 providers with additional funding to reduce child and youth offending in these communities. 2 of these providers that we're funded are based in Maraenui also, so the Hope Next Door and the Meki Foundation, who have received an additional $20,000 each. The Reducing Child and Youth Offending project is working alongside Oranga Tamariki and New Zealand Police to reduce youth offending and reoffending using their vehicle of sport and active recreation to reduce that. We continue to support other providers in these communities. So for an example, in Maraenui, we're supporting Shamrock Boxing, Rupu or Iwi Trust, schools within the community, sports clubs, Te Tangata Maraenui Trust, Tech Cricket and Volleyball Hawke's Bay, just as an example. In terms of the outcomes over the last 12 months, we've engaged just under 20,000 students in our schools with play, active recreation and sport. We have Healthy Active Learning working in 11 schools across Napier. Healthy Active Learning, for those that don't know, is an initiative to support quality physical activity by building capability with kaiako and using the health and PE curriculum as a vehicle for that. An example of what we do with Health Active Learning, we provide professional learning development days for teachers, we provide one-on-one support, we provide role modelling and connections to external providers. In the older adult space, we're delivering 7 older adult programs across Napier with just under 6,000 visits over the last 12 months and 2,000 activations with our green prescription clients, including gym-based exercises, aqua aerobics, walking, cycling, cooking, health education workshops and group exercise classes. We've also supported William Colenso College with $300,000 over the last 3 years. This is part of our Active As initiative to support students in the school to activate students in William Colenso College.
From my end, if I give a bit of a state of the region around physical activity and in particular organised sport, from a Hawke's Bay perspective, there's a real positive story to tell. As you can see up on the slide up there, we've got 58% of all secondary school students in Hawke's Bay participating in organised sport through their secondary school or their kura, which represents over 6,400 students, which is a real positive, and we're really bucking the trend compared to some national data. What that tells us is participation is strong. Over the past 12 months, there's been an increase of 900 sport involvements, so that's young people participating in more than one sport throughout the year, so that's another real positive. But with that comes pressure, and we've got increased opportunities, but a decreased number of volunteers. We're increasing our pressure on sports coordinators, our staff, our volunteers, and Chris McIver just presented to you the rest of our sectors kind of really feeling the pinch with some of the pressures that they're facing as well. So whilst participation continues to be strong, pressure on the system is really evident. Organised sport within secondary schools in Napier continues to be a real strength as well, and we're really proud of the work that we do alongside our Napier-based kura. As you can see there, Napier Boys, Napier Girls, Sacred Heart, St Joe's Māori Girls are doing a really good job providing opportunities for their young people to be physically active in a way that they want to be active. We've got a little bit of work to do with Tamatea High School and Taradale High, and I'll talk about William Colenso in a minute, but the bit of work to do there, and I know TK, you're an old girl of Tamatea High School, and I'm sure you'd be wanting to see additional opportunities go there, and we're really pleased to be able to work with them. We do a lot of voice of participant or voice of rangatahi surveying to try and create those opportunities, and Sue spoke about some of that funding that we've been able to give out. So a bit more work to do there whilst we continue to support those schools, provide those opportunities. Sue spoke about William Colenso. They're one of our 5 secondary schools in Hawke's Bay to receive Active As funding. Active As funding is an additional investment into schools up to $100,000 per school that we've been able to provide over the last 3 years. As a result, William Colenso participation in organised sports increased from 29% up to 38%. So we are really seeing funding is a bit of a barrier. Just importantly, just as important as it is to get these young people active, the report does show that students are feeling happier and prouder of being part of their kura. They are becoming more active more often, and in some cases they're seeing more students being engaged in school for longer, and in some cases not dropping out of school. So what's really positive, and I know this has been streamed, but William Colenso we've been able to secure additional funding for William Colenso to continue this project over the next 24 months. So that's a real positive, and we're really looking forward to continuing to work alongside them to continue to increase participation amongst the rangatahi. So that's it from us. I just want to again finish off by saying your support does go a long way to ensuring that people of all ages of Napier are able to be physically active, most importantly in a way that they want to be active, from our young people through to our older adults. The work we're able to do alongside Napier Aquatic and the swim sessions we do there, it's a really special partnership that we have with our councils, and Napier City Council really appreciate your ongoing support. So, kia ora.
Thanks, Ryan. That's fantastic. Any questions or comments from Councillor Morley?
Through the chair, thank you very much. Is there any obvious reason that Tamatea High is not performing or being involved so much in sports compared to the other regional schools? Yeah, so we do voice of rangatahi surveying. So we survey the young people that go to those schools and find out what they want to do. And it's just what we find is a lot of schools really do a lot of good work. You really need volunteers or sports coordinators or staff to really drive those opportunities. And they just haven't been able to have that support in the past. So as an example, one of the opportunities that they were able to create was partnering with William Colenso to create a couple of netball teams. Young people were able to compete together. As the result of ongoing participation, now both William Colenso and Tamatea High School have got individual teams participating within their schools. So
we're just trying to break down those barriers. You know, it is hard to kind of get sport up and running, but again, there's funding there. There's some really dedicated and passionate teachers and volunteers within those schools. It's just kind of unlocking those opportunities for those young people. So.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. I'm always impressed by the outcomes. I mean, I know that this slide's slightly different to others I've seen in the past, but just the stuff that you guys are doing, and to know that we're bucking the trends of national stuff. But yeah, it's really fantastic the work that you guys do, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I'm going to quote Councillor Price here, Keith Price, but it'll be remiss of me not quoting him, but it's keep a kid in sport, keep him out of court. So 100%. Don't know if he coined it, but we'll give it to him.
Yeah. And that's what this new project, in partnership with Oranga Tamariki New Zealand Police, really supercharging some of the good work that our community providers are doing alongside some of our priority communities. So hopefully this is an ongoing project that we can kind of continue to support rangatahi who just need a bit of guidance, and using sport as a positive vehicle to kind of keep them on the straight and narrow, which is really important.
Fantastic, good work, thanks team.
Kia ora. Thanks team.
Good quote from Keith.
That's a good quote from Keith. He said it many times. He might slightly alter the wording. I think he says.
He has said it many times, hasn't he?
What is it? A kid in court keeps them out.
Kid in sport keeps them out of court.
Yeah. I feel like he's talked about basketball and talked about.
I'm Justine.
Louise?
Straight into it?
Yep. Yeah.
Kia ora, everybody. As I say, this is Justine Fleming, our Lifesaving Manager. My name is Louise Calvert. I'm the Regional Manager for Central Region. We both are full-time staff at Surf Lifesaving New Zealand. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present to us, for us to present to you today about the funding that we received to operate the paid lifeguard service here in Napier and at Waipataki, serving the Napier community in conjunction with Hastings. Just go to the first slide. In case some of you aren't familiar with Surf Lifesaving, we're the national body that supports 74 clubs and 18,000 volunteers around New Zealand. Our services to the community start with tamariki as young as 5, in junior surf and through beachhead with schools. As an organisation, our activities from sport, junior surf, right through to patrolling and search and rescue all serve the same bold vision that no one drowns at the beach in Aotearoa, New Zealand. The Surf Lifesaving purpose is just as strong. We're here to save lives, develop and support great New Zealanders and ensure the safety of our communities at the beach and in the water. And that really feeds into everything with our paid lifeguard service, which is funding of keeping Napier communities safe in the water. Justine.
Cool. So with the funding that you guys provided us with for last summer, we were able to do 5 weeks of service at Harding Road and at West Shore. So they were from the 22nd of December to the 25th of January, so kind of over that peak period. There were 3 lifeguards on patrol each day. I think they were doing 7 hours, so I think it's about 11 till 6. The cost of the patrols obviously at Waipataki is shared with Hastings District Council. The funding was used to employ a senior lifeguard to provide supervision for those guys, because I'm based in Wellington, so having someone with good experience and to kind of keep an eye on the day-to-day of the patrols, ensuring that they're all well-resourced and they're the first point of contact if there was any issues. They also provide training to the lifeguards, and they're equipped to support lifeguards after a serious incident. to become a paid lifeguard, there's a competitive selection process. So yeah, obviously they have to be belong to a surf lifesaving club and be a lifeguard. They also have to attend an induction before the season starts. So we go over the kind of the big differences between a volunteer lifeguard and being a paid professional lifeguard for the summer. Yeah, so. Oh, next slide, sorry.
This is a very high level of some of the data from the Hawke's Bay beaches. Preventative actions are what lifeguards do during the day to keep beach users safe. Examples are encouraging swimmers to move and swim between the flags in patrolled areas, ensuring our flags are in the safest place on the beaches away from any rips, moving them if necessary, advising people of dangers, jellyfish, shark sightings, anything like that that could be. Or if people are coming to our beaches and swimming in very ill-advised clothing, for example, seeing tourists who are not used to just how dangerous our beaches are, and trying to keep a very vigilant, always watching eye, and helping people really understand the power of the ocean here in Aotearoa. Traditionally, our reporting has probably celebrated our rescue statistics a little bit heavily. We are looking to, ideally, it's great that people are being safe, but if our preventative measures are working really, really well, those numbers do go down. If we're educating more of our communities and engaging more with preventative measures, then less people are going to be putting themselves in danger in the first place. That said, there are always going to be exceptions and circumstances where even the strongest swimmers get in trouble, and we're there for those times. We pull our activities very much from drowning prevention and from linking to the drowning chain. We're operating at both ends of that with preventative measures and information relational to the people who are on the beach at the time, as well as rescue services and recovery services, preventing drowning right at the far end of that drowning chain. And our preventative actions and our relations from our surf lifeguards on the beach with members of our communities build that real trust and promote engagement with wider surf lifesaving activities that all strengthen the understanding of local safe swimming locations here in Hawke's Bay and how to stay safe in the ocean, whether you're at a lifeguarded beach or whether your family is somewhere else.
So to offer the service, we've got to work with other members of the community. Our key one is obviously the local surf lifesaving clubs, because that's where we get our staff from. We also work out of their buildings or trailer, as in ahuriri, and use their equipment such as their IRBs and rescue boards and things. We also ask for their endorsement for the candidates, so they, based on their volunteer roles, they will get, ranked or give their endorsement for us as to hiring them for that professional service. Also, by offering the summer employment, it actually helps maintain the volunteer base of those clubs, because it gives those 18 to 24-year-olds an opportunity to work and employ, and it's a reason to kind of stay within the with their club. And so we do find it as a bit of a kind of keeps them around. And we obviously work with police and ambulance during serious incidents. Example, last season there was a person that they were concerned about that had mental health issues and was wanting to walk into the ocean. And so our lifeguards were on calls with the police and ambulance to try and keep that person safe. And similar situation at Waipatiki, where there was a very serious resuscitation, and so it was working with the ambulance and making sure that person was kept safe until they could be taken care of. So they work with those guys. Some of probably our biggest challenge was that the funding was reduced last summer, so that meant we had to drop our service down to 5 weeks instead of the 6 weeks that were previously done. It's Probably not, yeah, I looked at all the headcount data that had been taken over the last 5 or 6 years, just to make sure that we were actually putting our resources in the right places at the right times. For example, West Shore and Harding Road generally were busier kind of up to Christmas and over the Christmas period. It seemed to quieten down when people starting to go back to school, whereas Waipatiki, they really got busy at Christmas time through to basically the end of the holidays. So it was making sure we kind of were putting people in the right places. I guess our biggest concern for this summer is that, there is a prediction for quite strong El Nino, which means the Hawke's Bay might go back to its really long, hot summers, which have been a bit more variable the last couple of years. So I guess the concern for us is making sure that we're kind of covering busy beaches. Hot days means more beachgoers. And also, cost of living pressures. I think families are tending to try and do free stuff a little bit more, and with access to the beaches, where you guys are, and the hot days, I think, it's a concern.
Yep, that's kind of us. We would love to answer any questions that you have for us.
Any questions or comments? I do have one. You said your funding was reduced. Was that at a different level, or was that?
The year before, I think we'd had 75, and it was dropped down to, or 76, and then it was dropped to 60 last summer. Yeah. And that's for the next 3 years with no CPI either. So,
we are seeing increased numbers of people going to Ahuriri Beach, and we have had conversations with Roger's team to ensure that this year there's good promotion of both Ahuriri Beach and the West Shore patrolled locations. But with the increase that there are, those 2 locations right here in Napier, we're expecting to see them busier again this summer.
Other questions or comments? Well, thank you so much. I hope you didn't just... Roger?
Am I able to ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
This is probably, you talked about the challenges of funding, and I read in the media a few weeks back, the Lotteries Fund run by Internal Affairs has had a huge, massive shake-up. And I saw comments from Surf Life Saving New Zealand about their concerns regarding the level of funding that they're currently receiving through that source. Has there been any updates or any changes in regards to what's happening in that space?
Not that we've been notified formally, but we're continuing to have discussions around the risk profile that there is with the paid lifeguard service, being that it is currently sitting with local councils, and every local council operates this a bit differently. We do have funding for different things from central government and from lotteries and from a number of those places, but none of those funding streams are guaranteed, and changing governments or changing situations, changes in the gaming regulations. We're operating in a very unstable financial environment, and trying to provide that consistency of service to communities will continue to be a challenge that as an organisation we have to try and stay really agile, but also meeting the expectations of our public and our communities that there will be able to be safe places that they can swim and safe places that they can say to their children, yes, in between those flags or with these lifeguards, this is a safe area where you can trust people, and when there are first aid services right there on the beach as well in case anything happens.
Yeah, thank you. And certainly some of our beaches are pretty rough, so it's good
We
to have you guys and have the flags. And
off to Pacific to have a chat about signage outside there.
And thank you so much, Justine, for coming through from Wellington. I hope you arranged other things while you were here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We get around and see all 4 of our clubs that are here. We're very,
I'm an hour north of Wellington as well, so it's like, this is just a nice little hop over and get some nice sunshine too.
Yeah, well, you're always welcome to the weather here, isn't it?
Yeah. We would come regardless. We're incredibly grateful for the funding and the support that we get from Napier City Council, so thank you very much.
No, thank you for all the work that you and your team do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Enjoy your lunch.
Thank you. Might just break for 2 minutes, guys, while we have a fluid adjustment, and then I think we'll rip into the portfolios if you like.
Say something?
Yeah, go for it. Oh,
It's
sorry.
been, I
I'll
just
do the
want to say,
recommendations.
just with regards to what we've seen today, I know that some of the accountability reports from people did show that some of them weren't looking, that healthy. So we're really conscious of that, and we've actually invited 10 organisations, and there are quite a few that presented here today, to become part of a cohort coaching community that Jenny Giblin's going to run a 10-month program for us with those 10 organisations, and it will be very much around helping them with their financial resilience and looking at going to other sources other than just relying on council for funding. So I just thought it was really pertinent that you were aware of that, because there were some red flags for us in terms of some of those financial accounts that came through.
Thank you for that, Morag. And I'll actually...
Stop calling me Morag.
What is it with that today? That's like the second time. Apologies. Margot? Sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, certainly.
It's just that funding's getting hard for, say, surf lifesaving, who know all that sort of stuff, if you know what I mean. So it's going to get pretty hard for everybody, isn't it? Like around the traps.
It is going to get really hard for everybody around the traps. We obviously don't have a solution to that, but there are a lot of funding sources that people don't know about and don't tap into. And I think that's really what we're trying to increase institutional awareness around what is actually out there. I mean, Roger's got a huge amount of knowledge around what's out there, and Jenny Giblin works nationally. She's absolutely got her finger on the pulse in terms of what's available and different models that people can look at, how people can work collaboratively with others. Like I think with the Community Initiatives Fund, when we went out for that, we were very much looking for people to come in and do some work collaboratively. We didn't see that, and so that's the sort of stuff that we're really going to be starting to encourage our communities to do, because there are lots of organisations that are providing very similar services, and can they work together, can they work smarter, because that's what we all have to do.
Good on you.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I'll move to the recommendations. So the officer's recommendation is to receive the report and note accountability reports for the period of 1st July 2025 to June 2026 from those organisations we have just heard from. So can I get a mover for that, please? Councillor Isaac Sharland, and seconded by Councillor Crystal. Would you like to speak to that, Councillor Isaac Sharland?
Although I didn't ask very much during the session, after reading all the reports that have come through, I believe that this was a wonderful chance to hear back from the people that were funded, and I believe that Napier City, I don't think they actually understand sometimes, or maybe this is just me, so I should say, personally, I don't actually always understand the purpose of something until we hear the roles that they do, so I appreciate that today. Thank you.
Councillor Crystal.
Yeah, I think this was a really good initiative that we put in as part of this funding for people to come back, because for that reason, lots of people don't know what people do. And it also puts them, not on the spot, but it kind of does to come back and not just tick some boxes. They actually have to come and talk to us about what they do. So I think it's quite important.
Yeah, thank you. I concur with both of you. Yeah, especially it was put in place for that reason, just to get an idea of how they're doing, and I think they've risen to the challenge, and everyone presented really well. All right, so anyone else like to speak? Sorry, Councillor Crown.
No need to be sorry, Mr Chair. I'm not even part of the committee, so thanks for having me. I want to say I think that this process is actually important for a couple of reasons. One, it's a good check for our community that our investments are delivering, and I think it's clear that they deliver exponential value. There is no way that we as a council could deliver the outcomes that these community organisations do, and so I think that's a really important aspect of it. And then the other side of the coin is how do we support them to do things better, and how do we support them to be able to sustain themselves to continue to deliver those outcomes, because as we all know, we're getting capped. So we're not going to potentially have the level of contestable funding in the future that we have now. You know, things are getting tighter and harder, but what that does is offer the opportunity for innovation and doing things differently. So I want to acknowledge our team, Roger and Margot, for helping and supporting our community organisations to think a little differently and challenging them in that space, but sort of not just challenging them, but providing them with access to expertise and advice so that they can actually execute some of these things. So, yeah, thank you for letting me say that.
Well said, Councillor Crown. I fully concur with that as well. Thank you, team. And yeah, it's good to have them get extra experience and find out that they don't just rely on us for that money, so they can grow. All right, now that that's been moved, I'll put that. So all those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Carried. Thank you. So we'll have a quick... Should we just have a quick... Does anyone need a fluid adjustment, or are we okay? Can we carry on? Okay, let's just adjourn for 2 minutes, have a quick fluid adjustment, and we'll be right back. Councillor Brownlee in presenting his portfolio report.
Oh, yeah, I presume that you've all read it, so I'll just make a couple of comments on it, and if there's any questions. Really, it's been an interesting 6 months for me, a lot of learning, and but it's been great to see all the communities that have their little associations. There's the Bayview, there's West Shore, and there's Parklands, and all the way out throughout the Napier area. So it's pretty pleasing to see that. But probably there's a few areas that need representing a bit better. In the Napier area, it's probably, particularly in my area, is probably Meani and Priority. So I'd like to actually try and influence them to get an association going, and I think we can do it through certain ways, but like predator-free, sort of start some of those things up with that. And I think that's probably where my energies will lie in the next 6 months. So thank you.
Some good initiatives here. Any questions of Councillor Brownlee? Councillor Crowe.
Thank you. Through the chair. Rog, what do you reckon, because you've done heaps of engagement, it's so cool, but what do you think the single biggest strategic issue that council needs to address for your portfolio is over the next long-term plan? Why?
Yeah, there's a few issues. There's the which one here? The Hei-Pipi sites of cultural significance.
Oh yeah.
I think that's quite important to actually get that into line and get a system so that people know where they are with it, all the landowners. Yeah, and really probably that we had the rural residential rates. Yeah, and I think that's sort of resolved itself, but it's probably going to come back on the table.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's quite a complex thing if we go into amalgamation at this point, because everything's going to change in that direction. That's going to be real interesting in amalgamation, the rates systems of each different council. Yeah, and security's been one, like in Meani, the security cameras are very important to them once that new bridge comes in there. And I think Variety will be the same as well. Security and roading. Roading seems to be quite, what would I say, important out there. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Sally.
Any other questions for Councillor Brownlee? Yeah, you can make a comment.
I was just going to say, with regards to Meani, they do have quite a good community emergency hub out there. So that almost is like an association of residents. So that might be a really good in for you. I'm really happy to link you in with them.
Well, that'd be great. Great, thanks,
Yeah,
Margaret.
Good point, actually, Margot, because
is
they
another
were
way
the ones that were
for
at
people.
our whānau fest, and they're very proactive and passionate about what they're doing. So that, yeah, fantastic. Good point.
There's also the Sports Association out there too.
Yes, there is. Yeah. Well, that's where they're operating out of there as well. Yeah.
Councillor Crown.
Oh, thank you to the committee for having me. Sorry, my report was long, but it was, the dashboard, can I have it up? Thank you. So yes, I wrote my report and then I employed good old ChatGPT to spit this out for us because I thought it would be easier to follow, because I just wanted to demonstrate, I suppose, the approach that I was taking in my portfolio. And for me, it's important to make sure that I had identified particular themes, but it's all around our aligning with the outcomes and objectives that we've set ourselves for our strategic framework that we've got. So my idea is that in the future I'll be able to bring back a dashboard that actually shows where we're moving the dial and how we're measuring success against each of those portfolio themes. I think the most important thing to me from a clarification perspective, because it's called Innovation in City Activation. To me, that is primarily economic development. That's where it sits. And being able to articulate, especially to our community and to external stakeholders, what that means as a council is the most important. So I did want to say that council doesn't create economic growth. You know, businesses create jobs, entrepreneurs, they invest, visitors, they choose where they want to travel, and residents choose where they spend their time and their money. So actually our role is to create the conditions that make those decisions more likely. And that is the lens that I've applied to my portfolio so far, and I'm sure into the future. So, and just for just to make a point, I've popped in there some emerging opportunities as I see it, but also some emerging risks. And I think, you know, with the activity that we deliver across our city, there is always some risks and some negative to it, you know, like disruption around Emerson Street. Those things are unavoidable, but trying to make sure that you do it at a time which makes the most sense and can minimise, you know, that disruption. Those considerations are certainly taken into consideration, and we are working with our stakeholders down there and our businesses to try and minimise those things as much as possible. So, yeah, there's lots in my portfolio, and I really love it, and I think that it, I get to see some really awesome parts of our city and mix with some fantastic people who are doing some amazing work. So, yeah, happy to answer any questions.
Cool. Any questions for Councillor Crowe? I didn't think there would be, Sally. It was pretty comprehensive. Well played. That was excellent. And I really like the dashboard too. That was quite well done. I know it summarised what you'd already said, but it's, yeah, quite, I like pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, so great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councillor Morley.
Thank you, through the chair. I take my report as being read, and basically there's two items on there. One was the education centre, how well they're doing out there, bringing in schools and businesses and teaching them how to use less waste. And the other significant feature is that we had a household chemicals collection this year. There was a fantastic promotional video that was brought out for that to encourage people to come along and drop off their chemicals. And there was 450 litres of chemicals collected from households, and that's about 50 of these. So a lot of liquids and bad stuff out there. There is paraquat, arsenic, DDT and all sorts in that collection. So we're doing our bit to get the rubbish out of people's sheds and off the streets and away from kids. And the intention is to try and start collecting other stuff like plastics and that have been accumulating around people's places. So on and on, we're doing better, we're collecting more, and we're getting rid of more waste. Any questions?
Any questions for Councillor Morley? Councillor Crown.
I loved your report.
So did I.
It was brief.
I loved it. I loved educate.
Very short.
But still, you know, and I guess, so that's my question. So you made some statements in the end about that, you know, around data, I suppose, data collection. So for you, how do you know that the education is genuinely changing community behaviour? How does that information come to us?
Stephanie, is basically giving feedback to myself about how great it's going out there. And she's given me all the numbers, and Steph is, she's very enthusiastic and passionate about what's going on out there. So when she's as happy as a bird with regards to education, and she loves doing it, and she provides feedback, you know it's really going well out there. I'm sure if it wasn't going well, then we'd hear about it.
May I ask, the next time that you present or do a report, can you chuck some of those numbers in for us so that we can see from, you know, just from now to then? And because I'm sure you're right, and I'm sure she's right as well.
Yeah, I haven't had any numbers from her, it's just indication, but if there's anything like that comes through, because I like stats and all that as well. I just didn't want to bore anyone if they did come up. So I take that on board, and thank you, Sally. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, Councillor Crystal.
Just through the chair, one of the things I know Steph's passionate about, and I am too, is composting. Because food waste is the worst thing that can go into our landfill, and we all know that. So, you know, in the educate bit, I think as council, we could come up with some helpful ways to help people compost. I know they do some classes, but one suggestion I've made, and I don't know, is advocating for like a voucher that goes in the rates bill for a half price or discounted compost bin. You know, things like that would make people go and do it. So how do we do this?
That's a really great suggestion. Thank you, Councillor Crystal. It's great because I've actually suggested that one as well.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I mean, I think it would be a great initiative to run through schools to get their parents to get involved with composting at home, because not only does it get rid of organics, but they generate worm poo, which is great for gardens and growing things further. And if we can get rid of some rubbish and it generates vegetables and fruit and all that on people's property, then great. Worm poo can contribute to that. I think I can say that word, can't I?
You're allowed to say that.
Yeah. So it's something I'm trying to encourage as well. And like you say, if we can get a chit or a coupon or something where residents can come in and get a free, well, not so free because we're all paying for it, worm farm containers and that, then great, yeah.
Well, but perhaps, through the chair, perhaps we could also work with a company like Mitre 10 or someone that they could discount it, you know, like work with a partner, this is my idea, you know, because recently we just, an example, friend who's an ex-chef but is a chef, who used to put everything in the rubbish bin. And he lived with me for 5 months, and I know that. And he lived with us, and we compost, and now he composts. We even gave him a compost bin for his birthday. But anyway, that is an example of changing behaviour just because they've been around people to see it work. And he doesn't have any kids, so he wouldn't learn it through school. So, you know, I think we can make quite a big difference. And I know people can't do it if they haven't got a backyard, but we have a lot of properties with backyards here. So that's my 2 penneth worth in that process.
And
Councillor Simpson.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things here around education and information. One is around the education to clean recycling stuff so you don't contaminate. But the second one, I think, is the cynics, because we don't actually tell them what happens to the recycling and the benefits. And I think it would be really handy if we're able to identify what actually happens to the recycling so that we can sell that story back to the community to say, hey, you know, the milk bottles went into this and whatever else it is, the paper went off and did that. And that's the gap, I think, because the cynics are saying, oh, it just ends up in the dump anyway. Well, A, it only ends up in the dump if somebody contaminates it, but B, they just don't see the end result, and I don't think we sell that story well enough.
Yeah, very good points made by both of you. Councillor Crystal.
Just one more thing. You know, I know people complain about the 3 bins, and we all know the reason for the 3 bins because they stop the contamination. But I have seen that some councils with 3 bins have a net that comes with their bin that goes over the top to stop the rubbish blowing out. So how do we get that into our...
I actually sent that article to Jess and said, have we looked at this?
Yeah.
Like
so,
a shower cap.
Not
That's what I envisaged.
yeah, like a shower. Well, it was a
Not that
netting,
I've used
but
one,
you know
so-
that is. We all seen the plastic blow down the street.
Yeah.
And I've had people, you know, and I actually wrote it in the Taradale community page why we have 3, and people were like, oh, thanks for explaining. You know, we said 1 bin is actually not good because it all gets contaminated. But the net thing, I was like, that is brilliant because that is a big issue on a windy day. So just got some suggestions.
You've got a hot portfolio, Greg.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Councillor Isaac, Charlotte.
I love these questions because I sit on the climate resilience and he sits on circular economy. And so we both sit on joint waste and Omaranui. And everything you're saying, they have thought of it and they're looking at it. But I like what I was hearing over here a little bit about how that might come to fruition for all the councillors to know about these things and value add. Because they're so passionate, way passionate, our officers, about this. And so everything that we're talking about, they've looked at it. I remember the hair net, or what do we call it, the rubbish net that you were talking about. Actually, in one of our cities, they do a clip. So you get given out a clip, and then that way they click it when they come and collect it, and they know that. But when you run out of those clips, then you have to go and buy them. So it's kind of like, it's sort of the same thing. It keeps the lid down, but what it's actually doing is keeping people track of the waste that they're putting through, because once you run out of those clips, you have to go and buy a new one. So it's all those sorts of things I can hear happening. I did like your report, Craig. That's my comment. Education, yes. But I do think my other comment, and I'm sorry, Sally, I didn't say it to you, because I've been sitting here thinking about this dashboard, and I wondered if there was a possibility, perhaps, of something like that for all the portfolios in the future, of something that we can just verbatim put into something and it comes out like that. Far away in the future, but I loved it so much I'm going to copy it in my next report, which I'm on the next lot. So that was my comments, that everything you're saying is wonderful, but it has actually, they are collating all of those, and I would love to give Steph an opportunity, actually, and her team an opportunity to further this.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether or not, that's what I was thinking, is we can put a recommendation to the next committee, this will go to then generate a paper from that. So those are great ideas. Did we get all those ideas?
You want them
Just
in the recommendation so that when it goes to Sally's committee,
that then she can ask for
we're
a paper.
going to recommend to the corporate performance committee whatever it is that you want.
To find out if we've explored these options, or what the yes and no's are with them, or what?
I think you'd want to ask for a paper to be bought for information.
That workshop.
Yep. On the net, the composting education.
I think maybe for this portfolio, so circular and maybe even or waste and circular economy or whatever.
Yeah, through the chair, I've made a note about the cover nets, which is a great idea. A lot of people don't even think that you can stack the bins as well to stop the paper flying everywhere and compact down your paper. I see a lot of rubbish floating around because people just don't squash it down. Just on the green waste again, if we can educate our community to do more in the green waste area, that'd be great. Unfortunately, curbside collections of green waste haven't done very well in New Zealand. I think that the take-up in Auckland is like less than 15%. It was terrible. So if we can just get people motivated to do their own little thing at home, then that's a step in the right direction.
I bet you thought, Craig, when you put this report through, that you wouldn't be spend the longest on your report. But so I think we're going to make up time with the next two.
So not here.
So they've both excused themselves. Councillor Taylor, Deputy Mayor Taylor had to obviously shoot off. But I mean, they've provided us with bullet points which are quite comprehensive. So I don't think we needed to really spend too much time. And I guess we could just talk to them offline if you do have any questions. And both of them are quite passionate. They're more than happy to talk to you about those. Last but not least, we have Councillor Raharian's portfolio update. And she's trumped both Councillor Crown and Councillor Morley. She's done a video.
Oh, yeah. You did do it. Good on you. Has it got music?
Are you dancing?
So we've set, the bar's been set high here, I tell you.
She's young, she knows how to use the tech.
I excuse myself from that one.
What do you say?
I can help you fix it if it's broken, but that sort of stuff in here.
See, now I'm on the spot and I can't work it.
No pressure. I don't think there's any lunch that can get cold, so you're fine.
I forgot where to go.
Are you right?
It's up there, I can. Yeah.
We had it all opened.
Sorry, how do I make
Look at that.
Probably isn't embedded in the document, maybe elsewhere.
I'll let you.
Someone knows what they're doing.
Kia ora.
No, that's right. Just came on there.
For us,
It came up.
It did start coming up.
We'll just play.
Kia ora, Councillor Rohania here, and I'm proud to present the first report for the portfolio of Youth and Child Friendly City. And so what does this portfolio actually mean for us? It's a dedicated commitment to put the voices, needs and the well-being of our youngest citizens in Ahuriri Napier at the heart of everything that we do as a city. From designing safe, accessible public spaces to planning community events and services, this portfolio ensures that young people have a tangible say in Napier's future. We know that the people who understand our tamariki and rangatahi best are those closest to them. Their parents, whānau, caregivers and local community groups. By partnering directly with them, this portfolio can create an environment where every tamaiti feels valued, supported and connected within Ahuriri. What I've found is really important about this portfolio is elevating the voices of our tamariki and rangatahi themselves by working hand in hand with groups, whether our Napier City Youth Council, other rangatahi groups like Toi Matarua, our Tai Whenua, and all other rangatahi providers that are doing amazing mahi within Arohe. We as council need to be responsive to what they need. We empower our young people to become active participants in their community. I find together we're building an Ahuriri Napier where our rangatahi and our tamariki can thrive, they belong, and they are so proud to call this place home. It has been such a privilege to be invited into these spaces, to kōrero to them, to share the mahi that council do, but also it's been so awesome that they can see that there's a pathway for them in the future. Lastly, man, the future is bright for our rangatahi from Ahuriri Napier. But there's still lots of opportunities we can do as council to enable more opportunities for our rangatahi going forward.
Roxy, are you listening to me? I think that we are losing time. 'Cause I need what you're not giving to me.
Well done.
Any questions?
Or the bar has been set. Any questions?
I suppose what I'll just raise
Yeah, thank
for
you.
questions is probably just some emerging themes. So with some great advice by some senior councillors, was to take hold of the portfolio and kind of make it what it needs to be. So one of the thoughts that I had with that was to actually, for a connection with council to make with our young people, was actually to go to them and understand what the needs are, to better inform us here and how we can support that. And I think it's timely with the panel today. We can see how we enable a lot of the initiatives that are already in our community. But just some emerging things that have been raised from a lot of our kura providers out there. Common things we already know around mental wellbeing and belonging, affordable recreation opportunities, which we've heard a lot today from Sport Oxford and Macca, youth voice in decision making, transport accessibility, housing affordability, pathways into employment and education and training has come really strong, especially jobs for young people, and just creating welcoming public spaces where young people feel safe and valued. And there's been some awesome feedback too from Waiatia, the
youth hub that opened up this year. Yep, this year. So we're slowly activating these spaces, but these are still strong themes that are coming at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to ask how do you have any update on how that youth places going down Station Street there? Is it what you're talking about?
Maya leads the space currently and manages the space, and she's so onto it. If you don't follow Wātea's socials, she's bringing in some awesome initiatives for our young people to activate in guest speakers. It's really awesome and innovative, and just an open space where our young people feel safe, feel connected, and do explore new opportunities. Yeah, I suppose I'll use this time too just to plug our youth council. So they do have a new date for their debate, which is August the 14th, so it's a month from now, and they are needing 3 of our councillors to participate in that debate. So I'd love to hear back from our councillors by tomorrow, preferably.
Well, at least you gave us that time. Councillor Crump.
Thank you. If I may just reiterate around the Wātea youth space. So I have been to, I've taken some sessions there where they've asked for advice on particular things. I've been along when they've had some sort of financial planning stuff, when they've had some strategic planning stuff about how they want to use the space. I've been to a New Zealand Music Month event there where they had a whole heap of young people playing music, and the space is used for so many different purposes. And I've seen them just hanging out there too and chilling in the beanbags. It's well worth a stop in just to see what they're up to. And most importantly, they don't mind. They want to share what they're interested in, and they want to share what they think about things. And I can only see positive things coming out of that space. It's been so cool.
Fantastic. Councillor Isaac Shine.
Not so much a question, just a comment that was a really good overview of what Shai does. But also, I personally have made great relationships due to the relationships that Shai has through the youth community of our city and beyond that, in terms of some of the kaupapa that I run out. So I appreciate all of the support she's given me. And I mean, I'm not youth. They don't listen to me anymore. I acknowledge.
No, that's brilliant, and yeah, good work in that space. It's certainly something they obviously relate to you really well. So, good work. Any other questions or comments? No, fantastic. Okay, so that brings us to the end of that one. I've just got to go and what's our motion for that?
May I, Mr. Chair, just one thing. So the dashboardy thing that I presented, my slide. So just so that you know, what I did was I wrote my report first. Yeah. And then I chucked it into ChatGPT and I said to it, create me a dashboard with, the key points. So, I guess I'm encouraging everyone, write your report first, drop it in, and then just tweak it, from what it spits out back to you. And you can do that on the free version as well. But I don't think that internally we have the reporting functionality to, we need to do it ourselves, is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, Margot, yeah? Or do you want to do it for us?
No. No, I don't, but I do know that there is some work going on around Power BI to start with council officers to start doing their reporting through dashboards. So it may well be that you guys could get access.
Yeah, I think
it's a little bit more complicated.
It is, and you need the internal connection. Whereas if you write the report yourself, you're in control of all the stuff that it says, the data that you pull from somewhere else, and then you can tweak and just tell ChatGPT what you want to do. So holla if anyone. If you want any helpful pointers, I'm more than happy.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Crone. Now that Deputy Mayor Taylor's here, would he like to present his report? You've actually gotten out of it, mate. We're all sitting there waiting for lunch, but since you're back...
Thank you very much.
Taking it as read? We'd already taken it as read? Yep, 100%. Thank you for your...
Any questions?
I don't think so.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
I'd just like to give an update.
Yeah.
That, I mentioned in there about, in the future, the merger of the two trusts at the sports park. And next Thursday will be quite a crucial day because we've had an independent consultant looked at the two different trusts and the merger, and that consultant will be presenting to the trust separately next Thursday, and then collectively, so hopefully a way forward.
All the best for that. Okay, so we have, the recommendation is to receive the report and note the updates from all the councillors that have presented. So can I get a mover for that recommendation, please?
Can I just check?
Oh.
Do you want to add in an extra?
Yes, we do. Sorry, yeah, and a
Well,
further.
No, I'm only just,
Yep.
what you're asking for was a report come back on the
To-
waste education and composting
Yep.
and stuff, is that
At
correct?
Sally's committee.
It's an
Action.
Don't you
Action.
reckon?
Yeah.
Action register?
Action.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so yeah, for as it says, set here, Tens in Action, can I get a mover for that, those reports? Councillor Raihania and seconded by Councillor Morley. Would you like to speak to that, guys? No?
No, it was a really awesome, insightful.
Yep. Councillor Morley?
No, just good reports, good info.
Yeah, and as said before, I think the bar's been raised, so yeah, good reporting by everyone, and it's good. Yeah, it's good to get this sort of even just slightly formalised, not with me in the chair, but however, to just get those portfolio updates in and see how everyone else is doing and what they're up to. Everyone's busy, so it's nice to get that feedback. So, all right, I shall put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Oh, that's an enthusiastic one, wasn't it? Carried. Must be lunchtime. And we'll all stand, please, for the closing karakia. Kia tau, te rangamare, ki runga i ngā iwi katoa. Kia piki ora te kaha me te māramatanga i ngā wā toa. Ti hei, mauki ora.